We're back with another episode of the Novice Talk podcast. Welcome, loyal fan base, now it is.
For sure.
I'm William, 11th floor, Calaco.
I'm Anthony, per usual.
And I'm Zach, Pitch Boy.
Pitch Boy Rodgers, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today, but before we get into that, I got to talk about a dream that I had last night.
Okay.
And this is a really good one because I wrote it down. So, you were in it, Anthony, and you were
Lit.
not in it, Zach.
I wouldn't expect
Simon was in it.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so here's how it went. Me, you, and Simon, it was sunset, and we were flying over the ocean in a 747.
God, that is amazing. Like, already, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It gets better.
No.
So we were flying over the ocean, and it was golden hour. So
That's what I pictured, yeah.
Exactly. But we could see the waves really high definition down on the down on the surface of the ocean. And you could see the sunlight catching the crests of the waves as they broke over the surface. And as I was watching these waves, the plane kept getting lower and lower and lower, but we were nowhere near the airport. We were over the middle of the ocean. And I remember you specifically started saying to me, "Hey, we're really fucking low now." And I just thought, it's going to be fine. Airplanes are really safe. And then we kept getting lower and lower and lower, and then we could feel the waves hitting the bottom of the airplane. The captain didn't say anything, and no one was freaking out. And then the waves just kept hitting the bottom of the airplane, and then we crashed into the ocean. But it was kind of like landing on the water.
Yeah.
So you pulled a Sully.
Yeah.
We definitely pulled a Sully.
Mm-hmm.
And so the plane started to sink. It wasn't a smooth landing, but it wasn't as if the plane broke apart. And so we're there starting to sink, and you know how the slides will become boats in the event of a water landing.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone scrambled out to get on these boats, and then I remember it was really sunset then. The whole sky was orange, and then the boats were orange too, and it was that kind of thing where you look at the sun and it blinds you. And we were all there on the boats watching the plane sink in the middle of the ocean, and then I woke up.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I have a segue about airplanes now.
Okay.
Because of that. I was talking to Anthony a little bit about this.
Yeah.
Did you see the Seattle man who stole the airplane and then committed suicide by going into Puget Sound?
No.
Okay, so
You
there
didn't
was
see
this,
that? I figured you would have been all over that.
Yeah, me too.
In fact, I have more airplane stories after these.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are kind of like caught up on the airplane stuff. That's cool.
Okay, so this is the most like sane suicide I've ever seen. So he worked the ground. He did the luggage for the airplane or airport.
Mm-hmm.
And just one day he towed out one of the airplanes because that's what his job was. He did that and then luggage, and he just took off with it.
He just nobody inside.
Nobody inside. He just towed it out from one of the, what was it, a garage? Airplane garage?
Hangar.
There you go.
Dumbass.
I am. And he just pulled it up and just went off. And the audio to that, like they had the black box, they got the audio from it.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really funny guy, and it was really sad to like hear, but at the same time it was like something that was planned out so long in advance. He said they were asking him if he had any troubles with the airplanes. Like, no, I played video games. Like, I know a bunch of this stuff.
Wow.
He's like, the only thing I need to know is how to pressurize the cockpit. And he was like, yeah, I'm a little lightheaded. His first entry was, oh, hey, guys, yeah, I just threw up. I got everything under control, but I'm just going to do some laps around. And then he started going insane, and he was like...
From the air or just...
He was lightheaded, and he was going to commit suicide. At one point, he said... he was talking about... He was like, so what altitude do I need to get to do a barrel roll? He was like, what do I need to do a backflip? And there's F-18 fighter jets behind him, and he was talking to them, and he was just
That would have been a shitty way to die if you wanted to go up and crash the plane, but then you actually just suffocated up there.
Yeah.
That's like... It's like still cool that he stole the plane, but then it's just not all the way. So what did he do after he was talking to them?
So the biggest point in the audio was like at the end. There's like a 12-minute clip on YouTube, and he's just saying like, look, I'm really embarrassed, or I'm really sorry to all the people that I've let down doing this. I just want to apologize to all of you guys. And then he kind of just got over that, and then he asked if he could do a backflip. What could he do to do a backflip? And then the guy was like, all right, you should probably, come down now. He said, well, I'm going to do a barrel roll, and then hopefully that goes well. I'm just going to nose down and call it a night. And he didn't even do that. Before he did the barrel roll, he went to the Olympics, which is like a mountain range.
Yeah.
And his whole thing was like he wanted serenity. He wanted to go see sights before he died in the air. So he wanted to go see the mountain ranges. He wanted to go all over Washington. And then he crashed into this remote island on Puget Sound. The whole thing, he was like, I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want to do this for myself.
Wow.
It was insane. But it was like, I think it was a great way to go out.
It's strangely moving.
It is
very moving.
Like, listening to it, you think, holy, like, this is insane.
Like the serenity part.
Yeah, no, he was like, and even then, he was like, I'm so disappointed. He was like, I wish the sights went a little bit longer. I didn't realize it was going to go this fast. I didn't realize I was going to lose this much fuel this fast. And he just seemed like, even then, it was let down.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that'd be a cool way to go out. So my second thing I'm going to bring up, what do you think the best way to go out is?
Oh, wow.
Probably that.
Yeah.
I don't know, though, because it definitely hurt when he hit the shit.
Yeah, but I bet when you hit it, it's just you're there and you're
It's just
done.
like extreme pain, fire.
I feel like you won't even
You
feel pain.
don't even have time to experience that.
Maybe.
It would just be done.
Wow. That's true, I guess.
He took a like a turbojet. It wasn't big enough for a 747, but it was like the one in between, like the little
You know what it's called.
public planes, the Cessnas.
Oh, it was a Cessna?
It wasn't. It was bigger than a Cessna.
Okay.
It was like a jet, but like a small jet.
Like a private jet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
That seems like a good way to do it.
It was like a turbojet.
Yeah.
And there's videos on YouTube of him doing the backflip over the water.
In the PJ.
Yeah.
Damn. I was imagining it being a full 747 the
Me
whole
too.
time, and
Me
I was
too.
kind of
No.
more impressed.
No, it's still impressive to watch because it's just him going ridiculous speeds over people's houses.
That is some serious showmanship in real life.
It's almost as if it's a sane man killing himself.
It sounded like
what
that.
you're portraying it as.
Did it give
sounded
reasons
like
for
that.
killing himself?
He said he had a few screws loose. He just didn't realize it until then.
Oh.
And there was one point where he goes like, I forget his name. It was like Andrew or Blake or something. And he's like, damn it, Blake. People's lives are at stake here. And then the tower's like, okay, calm down there. Like, we don't need you talking like that.
I'm really glad he worked on the ground and wasn't a pilot.
Yeah.
Because there was a guy who did that exact thing. I think it was the German wings thing that happened maybe a year or two ago. There was a pilot who decided to commit suicide. I remember he communicated it, I think either through writing beforehand or to the tower. He said that I want to commit suicide, and he just did it on the job. He just drove the plane into a mountain or something full of passengers. He didn't give a fuck.
He drove it.
Yeah. He whipped the plane into a mountain.
He had the windows down, music blasting, and just went nose straight into the mountain.
That guy in Puget Sound, that's crazy to think of even now. Could you imagine the feeling in his gut just being him up there in the plane?
Yeah, well, he said it wasn't pressurized, so it was like, especially if you're doing a backflip, the G-force on a backflip.
And you have to hold on to it the whole time. If you let go, he would just go like crazy. So you had to like continue to hold on to it, just like upside down for a little bit.
But I'm talking about, well, I mean that.
I know what you meant. You meant like
like remember when you lost your virginity? Imagine that, but times a million, because you're flying a plane.
Even then, I feel like it sounded like he had it planned out. So even
I had it planned out too.
Yeah, but did you have it planned out for months that you were going to lose
I
your
also
virginity
think-
to
I
a
also
hot
think-
girl?
Hours.
I also think,
exactly.
I also think what we're talking about here is well, you guys keep bringing up that he wouldn't feel pain, but he knows he's gonna die. It's not like that's part of life, the virginity thing, I guess. But this is something where he got in a plane and was like, I'm never going to step foot on the ground again. You know?
That's why In no way was I trying to equate the two things.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like it was a weird analogy, but I get it.
Yeah. It's the same
his
gut
last message
feeling.
before going into the sound. This is like losing my virginity.
Yeah.
The same gut feeling, you think? I feel like it'd be worse.
Yeah, probably a lot more
Yeah.
intense. But this is okay. So my airplane stories. So I woke up from this dream that I had about airplanes this morning, and I immediately started watching airplane crash videos because I wanted to find one that was what happened to us in the dream world. And I found it exactly. It was this video that this guy took. It wasn't a big plane. It was something. It was maybe a 27-seater. And they're flying. They're kind of near the shore in the first place, so it's not that bad. They weren't out in the middle of nowhere, but they're flying, and then this alarm starts beeping, and that's already really freaky. And then the guy points the camera out the window, and they're just down, and then they land in the water, and then you see the water coming up on the windows, and then everyone's scrambling to get out of the plane, grabbing their life jackets out from underneath them, and the water is coming in on the aisles, and you could see everyone. It's up to everybody's mid-calf by the time they get out. And the guy is just a trooper. He doesn't stop recording the whole entire time.
I've seen that one, I think.
Really?
Yeah. It's really interesting. And it's weird because I always think you're in a tube and it would just kind of float. It almost seems like something that is natural, an airplane just floating, but no, you kind of go pretty fast.
I wonder, yeah, because you can't. They have to be sealed, don't they?
Yeah, they're sealed.
So I wonder why the water gets in.
I love how quick people are to record things now.
Yeah.
And I love that because now you get to see everything.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with something like that. If there's no recording of a plane sinking, then you're just going to see the final result of the helicopter going over the lake or ocean, wherever they were, and just looking down. You're never going to see what actually happened.
The signing of the Constitution would have been vlogged or something, but because that was huge, and
Yo, what's up, guys?
it would have been like on C-SPAN or something. But
Have you
now-
seen the commercial with the Capital One where they're using Capital One to buy the Louisiana Purchase?
I don't think I have.
on Capital One.
I haven't seen that, but I saw a tweet where wasn't it like Thomas Jefferson that was the leader of that or something? I don't know. Either way, it was. They had one of the people. I'm not great at American history. Sorry, Mr. Murray, but and it was a tweet. It was just Thomas Jefferson woke up. It was a tweet from one of the rappers, and like it was tomorrow. I'm about to bust a big bag. And it was like Thomas Jefferson the night before the Louisiana Purchase.
About to bust a big bag.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that commercial, the Dodge commercial, of the Americans coming to fight the British and the Challengers?
Yes,
Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
I saw one that was like that. It was Paul Revere, and
By Beastie Boys?
Good
Shut up,
song.
Zach. It was Paul Revere, and you know how he has the British are coming thing?
Yeah.
It was a Fiat commercial,
Oh.
and there's a bunch of of Italian people
Fiat.
coming, and he keeps yelling, "The Italians are coming!" And all the women in the village are cutting their hair and making their Puritan dresses more Italian-like because the Italians are coming.
Yeah.
In the new
Is
Fiat
that the one where they
500.
come out of the water onto the beach?
That's a different Fiat commercial.
That
That I also
is-
watched that same
That
day.
is tough to watch.
Tough.
I think so. How is a car going to go downstairs into water? Like, obviously, it's just like...
It's movie
It's just,
magic.
it's just
No,
a
that-
commercial, but I think it's a dumb way to show off a Fiat.
No, I feel like that was the Italian passion that they needed to actually do that.
I
You know,
guess.
because it needs to be real.
Sabaro Pizza. Shout out.
Facts.
Sponsor Novice Talk. Thank you. Rest in peace, Aretha Franklin.
Also, good thing we brought that
We've
up.
been
for
really
real.
morbid in the beginning here.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Aretha
but-
Franklin did a lot inside of the music world, outside of the music world. True, actual legend. No joke. Like, for real.
For real.
Have you guys ever tried to sing anything?
That's what I'm saying. Yes, I saw her sing, and she was a legend. That's crazy how she had that in her.
Really?
She was
Do you
very skinny at the end. Sorry.
Are you born with a powerful voice like that, or can it be trained?
I think with things like that, it's people who start out early on and have a lot of influence. That's what I think, I guess.
It's a little bit of both. 'Cause
Yeah.
she did gospel church music for a long time.
That's like
and then came out of that doing her own music.
What's the word? Muscle memory. It's when
Yeah.
you've just been doing it for so long that you just get that power.
It's like the kids that go and they're at ING right now or wherever. They're like junior tennis players.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear the stories about them, and they started playing when they're like 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
They like started, doing sprints at age 3.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to train for that stuff right from the beginning.
I've played baseball since 4.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
You also
play
got to be
baseball in
born.
college.
Sometimes you got to be born with a certain umph, though.
Yeah.
that's the difference between someone like the average player and because everyone's good in major leagues or whatever. That's the difference between the legends, I think, and the just good people. Because the good people work really hard. The really good people work really hard, and they were just born with some juice.
Yeah, the juice.
Yeah, the juice was born with it. Sadly, we're not going to talk about any more deaths, but damn.
Okay, hold on. Can I go back to Aretha Franklin? She lived a terrible first, 15, 20 years.
My
How'd that
cousin
go?
talked about it.
Unbelievable. So she had an estranged relationship with her father who was a pastor or priest at the Catholic or gospel church, wherever she was going. And she automatically was pulled into that and started doing choir there. But after she got out of that, she had to marry a pimp, or was in a pimp ring.
Okay.
At,
was she a prostitute?
Yes. She was 16, 17 in Detroit.
And a prostitute.
And a prostitute.
Shit.
And the pimp that she worked for, who was also married to her, some along those lines, was 20, 30 years older than her. And then somehow she got out of that and boom, became Queen of Soul.
You got it. Okay.
Wasn't she pregnant at age 12? Did you say that?
I think it was early too, yeah.
Yeah.
13, I think.
Something like that. She had her first child at 12 or 13 with a pimp, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That'll just give you fuel to go, you know? That kind of trauma.
I hate to say, but
Early
that's a
on.
great way to start music. The lyrics could just come out of nowhere starting there.
It's rough.
If you go through a lot of hardships, you find that good artists talk about some real, thought-provoking stuff and relatable stuff. Obviously, being pregnant at 12 or 13 is not relatable, but it's you can feel for the artist.
Did I talk about the crazy people making art thing with Summer?
I think so. I went to the Dali Museum, so that's a crazy guy making art, for sure.
Yeah. But this might be the same thing. See, these people who suffer so much, they have those experiences that allow them to create great art, and that's for the benefit of mankind, because we get the great art without having to do any of the suffering, but they had to suffer to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you realize how, for a while, at the beginning of my life, even though I'm still at the beginning, I didn't appreciate art. I obviously understood it, but I didn't appreciate it. And I've really learned to appreciate it a lot because of how much it does for you. It's I don't want to say spiritually, but it paints pictures of people's minds, and then you kind of relate to it.
It's literally
painting. It's literally painting people's minds, and it's a look into their interpretation of. You give 5 people the supplies and tell them to paint this room, everyone's gonna do something different, and I always question if it's 5 fantastic painters, so they all have the same ability. Is it their style that's coming out, or is it their interpretation of the room that's coming out? And I don't know. You know what I mean?
I think I'm getting this. I'm really getting this thought because I've had this same exact thought.
Yeah.
I might have even talked about it on here. We've got so many in the banks already.
Yeah.
We were gonna talk about.
Hold on, before that, I bought a cool painting of a dachshund today.
Really?
Yeah.
From where?
TJ Maxx.
Nice.
It's on a skateboard.
Oh my god.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's a bunch of colors.
Wow.
But is it actually high quality painting?
No, it's some print.
But is it going in your room?
Yeah.
Was
Nice.
it painted though?
I think it was.
Or maybe it looks like painting, but it's a print.
Yeah, I think it's on not the what's the paper? The thick paper?
Blunt wraps.
Yes.
It's
on
printed on a blunt.
it's on raw papers. No, it's on cardboard. No, what's it called?
Canvas?
No. Starcot or
Papyrus.
Cardstock. No.
it's something to do with trains.
It's on a whiteboard.
It's on like it's a synonym for another train word.
It's a synonym for
Train?
train.
Oh my god.
No.
I bought a train and it's got graffiti.
Transcript. Is that it? No.
No,
Transcript.
that's what you get from your high school.
Hold on.
We-
Yeah, keep talking. I'll
But
look it
either
up.
way, we want to get on music. Well, we should ask.
I could talk more about plane crashes. In fact, I saw another video.
We gotta.
It was
Oh, you go.
Cardstock.
it was off the Comoros Islands, and it was a hijacked Ethiopian air flight. And you would think it was right off the beach, and it landed in the ocean, and then flipped over while it was doing that, and the wings went into the fuselage and tore it apart. That was some crazy shit to see too.
That is nuts.
And then, like the guy that we were talking about who crashed into Puget Sound,
Yeah.
I'm
still looking at this paper.
Zach's literally Googling papers.
Yeah.
I watched this video. It was a compilation video of last words from pilots right before the plane went down, and it was so heavy to watch that it ruined my next 10 minutes. And I'm going to ruin your guys' next 10 minutes with the worst example from it. There was a Japan Airlines flight that crashed into a mountain, and the pilots are yelling at each other in Japanese, but I had the translations underneath. They're like, "Power, power, we need to bring the nose up." And then seconds before the plane hits the mountain, one of the pilots goes, "This is the end," and then they crash. None of the other. I was watching a bunch of them, and there were American pilots who would just yell "fuck" right before it happened, or Polish pilots who also yelled "fuck" as they hit the trees. Only the Japanese pilots said something poetic right before it happened.
Of course. The Japanese are cool people, and plane crashes suck. But I have to remind everyone that this is Novice Talks, and just to make sure everyone knows the voices, I'm Anthony. Who are you? You have to do it.
I'm Will from Portugal.
I'm William.
Okay. And you are?
Zach Rodgers, pitch
All right.
boy extraordinaire.
So
You almost pulled your Joker on us and just paused it.
well,
You weren't gonna let us get this airplane off tracks.
no, it was just yeah, okay.
Also, airplane crashes are one of the least likely things ever to happen.
Ever.
You have almost the same amount of chance to win the lottery than to be in a airplane accident.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. And that makes me feel good, I guess.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to, lighten the mood.
If I could give you a deal to double your chances on winning the lottery, if you also had to double your chances on getting in a plane accident, would you take it?
Of course.
Triple?
Yeah.
No.
No?
Tenfold, yes.
Tenfold?
10 times.
Imagine the amount of... You could drive. Take a boat. There's so many other options.
Wow.
Train.
He's thinking now. That's true. But what if you need to go to school? You don't want to drive to school.
I mean, I can
think-
make a trip out of it.
Yeah, I guess.
You really could.
And even then...
driving is the best way to go. I actually agree with Zach.
Even then, I could really... the chance of you getting in an airplane accident is so low that I would still... Tenfold, I would still take airplanes. It really doesn't...
If you die in an airplane accident now,
Yeah.
and this is going to be on YouTube with 10
Yeah.
views,
Yeah, the 15 people watching this and me being like 4 of them.
Yeah, my 4 views, William's 4 views, and Zach's 10 views.
Yeah.
It's going to be really good. But,
driving is the best way to go.
yeah.
Anywhere you go.
I agree with you. However, if you don't have the time to drive, you know what I mean? Because
Are you excited or not excited for self-driving cars?
that's a good question. I think it would be a good thing. I also know it's going to be,
A thing.
well, obviously, I know it's going to be more bad than good at times because you're leaving the liability up to a bunch of big companies when
Yeah.
car accidents happen, and big companies have a lot of money and good lawyers, and I don't know.
Have you heard about that self-driving car morality test?
No. Oh, maybe. Just continue. I want to hear it.
Tesla and the other ones were faced with the dilemma of, say there's a self-driving car with you in it and there's going to be an accident.
Mm-hmm.
And the car could either, so say it's heading towards a pole or something. The car could either
Oh, I heard
veer
about this.
right and slam you into a wall and kill you, but avoid 4 pedestrians on the street, or veer left, hit the pedestrians, save you.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
And you're leaving this up to
A
computer coding. Like, it's someone coding that in.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy. It's not, they're not going to code like that specific scenario, but it's based off of decisions made by a company, and that's rough. I'm not like talking about like big companies suck. I'm just saying it is like some computer coders,
I don't
liability.
know what's going to happen with that, though, because I don't know how a company's ever going to sell that.
I mean, a lot of Florida drivers are already so bad that I'd rather have a computer handle their wheel than themselves.
In the same strain as that, how it'd probably be more safe overall, people are still afraid to fly to get in airplanes just because an accident could happen
Right.
that they're not in control of, and they're more irrationally scared of that. And I think that'll still come through when people are buying self-driving cars.
It's a future.
It's changing.
Everything's going to move forward.
It's a change of culture, yeah. It'll just take years and years.
Elon Musk is a genius.
Is he in jail or is he in court?
I
some shit
doubt
going
he's
on
in
with that.
either, but he is making a railway that fits 1,500 people from
The LA thing?
the LA
The
thing.
Hyperloop, it's from his company.
I thought you were talking about the tunnels under
No,
LA.
the tunnel under LA. It's going to the Dodger Stadium, and it can hold 1,500 people and get there in like 15 minutes.
The train?
I bought one of his
Yeah.
hats.
The Boring Company?
I have a Boring Company hat. I should have brought it if I knew we were talking about this.
If I could be Elon Musk, I'd be so.
He's always
Excited.
got fun things going. Did you remember when he sold flamethrowers?
Yeah,
No.
that was with the same campaign of the hats, but
And then he shot that car into space?
yeah, but that people have been talking, at least on Twitter. That's
Yeah.
it.
The
But
geniuses on Twitter.
the geniuses on Twitter have been saying that radiation will just like fuck up that car in like 30 years. So
Oh no. Damn, Elon Musk. Bet you didn't think of that one when you were launching your cars into space that you built on your own rockets.
yeah,
Haha, your electric car isn't going to work 30 years from now after you put it into orbit.
no, like it won't exist.
Well,
Exist.
obvious. It's. You think Elon Musk didn't think that through?
And I'm not saying he didn't think it through. I just
Someone told it to him just after they launched, and they said, it's going to be gone in 30 years. Fuck.
I'm a huge Elon Musk fan. I just think it's funny how
Yeah.
people just can pick through everything. That's why I was bringing it up. But this is kind of like with what we're talking about. You said you want to be like Elon Musk. What's like your 5-year plan / what it's like?
We should just rename this podcast 5-Year Plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I've heard this talk a bunch. I enjoy it though. 5-year plan. So, finish out college, finish out baseball. I don't plan on playing baseball after college. I don't think I'm good enough.
But
I mean,
maybe.
if it happens, it
Yeah.
happens, whatever. But my plan going into my senior year, I'm going to intern. I don't know where yet. Probably, I want to be a banker of some sorts. My number one goal is to go to a satellite bank of the Federal Reserve in either New York, Boston, San Francisco, somewhere.
3 cool cities.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
So
And they even have one in Atlanta. I don't want to go to the one in D.C. because I feel like that'd be way too much for me.
DC is also a cool city.
Yeah, no,
Atlanta's
I really enjoy D.C., but I'd rather be in New York or Boston or San Francisco for that matter.
I've been to San Francisco.
It's a nice
There's
place.
a lot of homeless people. but it's
Very expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the plan.
So that's the plan.
I am right now studying economics. I plan on probably double majoring with accounting. Wow, voice crack. That was some Colaco shit right there. Double majoring.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Double majoring in accounting. Yeah, that's about it.
Now, is that what you want to do?
That's what I was gonna get at.
I feel like that's a good move. If like my dream job really would just be like having my opinion matter in whatever I do.
It's a really good
Being a
point.
critic?
Not a critic per se, but just like
Having influence.
having influence, being a creator of some sorts or an influencer. Because I feel like, especially right now, I could tweet like anything, get 2 likes. It means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's like such a fed up thing to say, shallow, but I feel like I want more influence in the world.
Yeah, that makes sense, and I agree with you to some point for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's a natural thing.
Right.
Um,
My perfect job: be a Major League Baseball player, play 20 years,
Have a podcast. Until
have
you
a
die.
podcast.
you should become a podcaster because this is
Being-
exactly what it is. Just spewing ideas and
Yeah.
seeing who likes it.
Be in commercials. Drive a nice Civic.
Civic's a good car.
Self-driving
Don't ever
Civic,
shit on
maybe.
it.
No, I actually like the Civic. Your car's nice.
That's
Your
cool.
new one.
Yeah.
Novice
Talk.
Novice
by
Talk.
Sponsored by-
Andrew
Spons-
Condon Bradenton.
and have a wife, probably 2 kids, 3 kids.
4 kids.
Not 4 kids. That's too much. Have
Eight.
2 dogs,
4 dogs.
6 dogs.
This sounds like a slice of Americana right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Suburb living.
Do you see the baseball thing going anywhere? At all?
I'd like to. I mean, right now, I can, on a good day, I'll get up to 90, but I just need, like, more exposure. There was a kid from my conference who got drafted this year. He was hitting 94, though.
So
He touched 97.
your level of skill, does that merit you, or your potential level of skill that you could reach in the next 3 years, does that merit you getting into the MLB?
I'd like to say yes, but probably not. Because a lot of the kids they draft now, if you don't throw 96, 97,
Mm-hmm.
like miles per hour, you're not going anywhere.
You could go play in a different country.
I could, but
That'd be an experience.
that would be an experience. That'd be a good drifter moment right there.
Yeah, that would be. a
And
good
get
different
paid
moment.
well. In Japan,
Yeah.
currency is ridiculous. I looked at some guy who's making like $5 million a year, but he's making 270 million yen a year, or whatever the.
Well, Zach, you can
Currency.
combine your 2 goals then. Play in the Japanese league, fuck around, trade dollars for yen.
Mm-hmm.
And then just be like big in Japan.
Is the
I
Japanese
could
the Japanese
call-
league is less prestigious than the American one, right?
A lot, yeah.
So a lot
They
lower
also
skill.
they also play baseball a different way than the Americans.
Is it easier?
Yeah, they just play it differently. It's like baseball's big on home runs and power pitching, especially pitching is way different. Like baseball now is like throw 99, 99, 99 all game,
Mm-hmm.
and then have the next guy who comes in throw 100, 100, 100. Next guy 100. There's not really specialists, but in Japan
They do it in kilometers, so it's different.
yeah, everyone's like 150 kilometers. No, they do a lot of movement stuff. So they're a bunch of finesse guys.
Do you have finesse?
I have more finesse than I would have power. So it might work.
Isn't there less longevity for finesse pitchers because they're just screwing everything up?
No. There's probably more longevity if you're not really doing anything crazy. Because now all the guys who are throwing 100 lose a season because they have Tommy John surgery.
Okay.
So, man, I mean, I know we just brought it up, but that would be a really cool thing if you did that.
Yeah. Baseball in Japan.
Would you ever consider that?
I mean, depending on where I was in life. If I wasn't moving forward with a job, if there was no progression with economics or anything I was doing, like on a private level, then sure, I could do it.
See, that's what compelled Aretha Franklin, because she didn't have anything going for her, so she could completely pursue the dream.
Yeah, but I'm not getting. I'm not.
We need to marry you to a pimp.
Or
and you need
like
to
a
move-
70-year-old woman.
A 70-year-old female pimp. We're all about equality.
Yeah.
And you need to move to Detroit.
Hell no.
Yeah.
I'm going to Flint before I go to Detroit.
Fuck it. Yeah, go even further down.
Yeah, no thanks. Where's your ideal place to live?
Me?
Yeah.
Mm,
I know you're a big traveler.
I am a big traveler.
I've become a bigger traveler recently, but mostly in the United States.
Where'd you go?
I went to New York all year. I've been to Arizona.
Where'd you go to Arizona?
My sophomore year of high school.
Oh, okay, that wasn't this year then.
No. I went to, obviously, Vermont. That's where I go to school.
Mm-hmm.
New Hampshire, Massachusetts. I've basically been everywhere in the Northeast except Maine, Rhode Island, and Delaware.
I honestly think that Florida's a great state.
Yes.
I like it here, and I've seen a lot of the U.S. I've been to
Yeah, we've had this talk before.
I think 30 states. And here is very nice. Miami is my favorite city in the whole country.
Really?
I really like Miami because we have the great weather in the first place. And then Miami, there's so much culture there.
Yeah.
Because here, and I just saw it. I was driving down Manatee Avenue and I saw all these people in golf shirts and flip-flops sitting at a shake pit,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just doing nothing. There's so much going on in Miami. They've got Haitian people, all the
Yeah.
people from the Caribbean and South America, and then you got the strong American culture as well. There's so much to see in Miami. And,
Yeah.
and I also, except the geography is just a bit boring, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because it's flat. Is the most cliche thing ever, but California is very nice as well.
Mm-hmm.
You like Florida and California, the two destination.
They're destinations for a reason.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. What about you?
Where would I would like to live?
Well, actually, do you have a favorite city in the U.S.?
I haven't been honestly to a lot of cities, but I do like New York a lot. New York City, but that's very cliche. My favorite city in Florida is definitely Miami. Tampa's obviously cool, and like I went to St. Pete for the first time today. Miami's like really, really, like you said, cultured, but also I went for like the Art Basel or whatever, I don't know how to pronounce it, but and that side of it too is really cool.
The what side?
Like the artistic side of Miami. They have a lot going on. They have that art. I don't know how to pronounce it. Like Art BASEO, and I went over Christmas break, the past school year, and it's really cool. They have a lot of stuff going on. I met a lot of cool creators that are famous, but they for like a week they come and just do their stuff, or maybe a weekend. It's really cool though.
That sounds really. When did you go to that?
Early Christmas break this past fall semester. I guess it's the end of fall semester.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I bet they have a bunch of music down there.
Yeah, there was like pop-up shops with like famous DJs and stuff. And
For real?
people were like making clothes in front of me. It was really cool.
I remember. I don't know if I told you, but I told you once back when the Miami Open was happening that they have volunteer positions.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember this. You and Joey were gonna go.
I don't know why we didn't do that. That would have been so much fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Should do that.
We should.
Have you noticed how do you guys listen to 92.5, the Latino Hits channel at all?
No.
In every song from the Latino Hits channel, they have you heard that same drum beat that they have behind every single one? You know how all those songs sound identical?
Kind of, yeah.
There's this one drum beat that's like dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
And if you listen for it, you'll find it in every one. And we have 3 Latino channels here. And I'll flip through them and there'll be 3 different songs playing, but it's just
Same beat.
same exact beat, just at different speeds.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Well, in a similar, not production-wise, but I guess I don't even know what this would be called as far as music.
Just
but-
make a name for it.
I mean, I guess like who you choose to make the music. There's like the same girl voice in all of the kind of poppy EDM stuff. You know, she's kind of mysterious.
Like Skrillex?
Well, yeah. I guess maybe Skrillex. I'm talking more like Calvin Harris. Those people.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
Calvin Harris.
They do that. It's like a
Ellie Goulding?
like Vanek. I don't. Maybe I don't know who it is, but it's a similar kind of.
Calvin Harris is so different than like EDM stuff. I really don't enjoy like the EDM, but like deep house,
Yeah.
I enjoy that stuff.
Yeah.
Calvin Harris, like Kate Trinata, I was talking to you about.
Oh yeah, he's a good guy.
He's very good.
Radio, I don't know how radio has gamed the system so much, but they keep putting out the same song over and over again with the same people.
Yeah.
Singing basically the same thing.
It's a formula that works and will always work.
Well,
Drake will always get crazy numbers.
I just think
because
it's a
he's
formula
so-
that works because they're the gatekeepers and they decide what gets popularized and what doesn't. Because I know
Fair
that
enough.
all the time I find songs that I really enjoy or artists that I really like that I just stumble upon that I would have never found.
Spotify's great. Apple Music is great.
Yeah.
It's so easy to find new artists.
Yeah, them.
Yeah.
But that's the internet, and that's a lot of underground stuff.
Yeah.
Mainstream, you got to know someone to get mainstream, probably.
Right.
That's the niche for radio's like the niche for production or kind of executive music production. You know what I mean? It's not. No one goes to the radio for that type of thing. I guess if you were to create a new radio station where you listen to new music, that would be interesting. But no one does because it's kind of like I'm assuming like a little bit of a deal. You know, you make new music for radio. There's definitely companies that do that. Record labels.
I know so many people who only listen to radio music.
Yeah.
But they listen to it all the time, and I just think, how could you like music but only listen to this stuff?
Because Ryan Seacrest is there.
Because Ryan Seacrest sells them too. Do you
93.
guys like trap music?
Yeah.
You do?
Activate my trap card? Yes.
Okay.
What type of trap are we talking about?
There are
Give
different
me an artist, and I'll tell you if I like him or not.
No, I'm talking about those
Like
those
Atlanta
people.
trap?
There'll be those YouTube trappers who have a good couple million views on a video, but there's hundreds and hundreds of them all making the same fucking thing.
It's a
over
very
and over
copy
again.
and paste,
Yes.
low value,
Low effort.
low effort, and not a lot of brain power to make.
Yeah.
Like, I really like Smoke Perp, if you consider him a trap artist.
Yeah, he's trap probably.
But he's made a few songs with Travis Scott. He made one with Travis Scott, and I think he's good.
Mhm.
But he's really good friends with Lil Pump, who I think is terrible.
Lil Pump is terrible.
I think he's a gremlin.
It's
Yeah.
He's
so
a gremlin, man.
I was at a party, and you know how at parties they always have the lowest common denominator of music playing?
Right, well, you have to.
Yeah.
To, let everyone enjoy.
I think only I should enjoy the music, and everyone else should just suffer. I was watching, so they had just YouTube playlists of trap songs going on, and I swear to God, I sat there for about 15 minutes, and I watched the same exact song play over 5 times.
Yeah.
It was a guy in a parking lot or something with a bunch of strippers all shaking
With the
their ass.
revolving camera.
Yeah, with the revolving, and it comes like up from under his chin,
Yeah.
and he just nods at it, or
Yeah.
shoves his grill a little bit, and the
Shows the
same
gun.
exact lyrics. I got a band in my Lamborghini's gas tank. This bitch about to suck my dick. The same fucking thing over and over again. And
Well,
these people are smart because they're making a lot of money and getting a lot of buzz for just doing the same exact thing.
And you brought it up with that's similar across other types of music, you know. You brought it up with the Spanish music and
Every country song is about boots,
country,
trucks,
even more so
bars,
than I think trap music.
women, and how they swoo women.
Trap music and country music
Trap
are the
music.
same thing on different sides of the river.
Yeah.
They both have their
Different
associates.
sides of the river is just such a little controversial way to say that, but yes,
I think we're on the same side of the river now,
yeah.
but different cultures.
Yes. Trap music is the country music to black people, is what you're saying. Yes.
You just said that. I
Well,
was
you
talking
said that
about
earlier.
rivers.
But I think country music just is very stereotypical, so I don't listen to it. I like old country music. I enjoy older music.
I hear that a lot with the country music thing. I like
Yeah.
older country music, and I agree to some extent. I don't like country music, but I think it's better.
Yeah, I
for some
don't.
reason.
Yeah, exactly. I don't go
Well-
out and just look for country music, but do you consider Fleetwood Mac country?
I like that one song.
No, I don't think so.
I think they're more pop.
I like the chain. It's a
Yeah.
good one.
Fleetwood Mac's
Well,
unbelievable.
top 3 songs, Never Going Back Again by Fleetwood Mac. So good. So good.
They're unbelievable.
Yeah.
Country's a whole entire genre, and trap is just a subgenre, though.
Can we talk about the cesspool that was Fleetwood Mac? Have you ever looked into this?
Yeah, they all cheated on each other and were married
Yeah.
to each other.
So the drummer was with Stevie Nicks, and then she broke up with him, and then that's where "Go Your Own Way" came from. And then
it comes out in their music too. You've
yeah.
obviously looked into it because it's
Oh, yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
they're just, every single one slept with Stevie Nicks, basically.
And she was
Probably a problem having
she
a
was-
girl in the band.
She was a cokehead, right?
Yeah.
or something with bad drugs.
Yeah, but she was unbelievable.
Yeah.
She was very good looking.
That's probably why they all banged her.
Obviously. She had the coke skinny, though.
Yeah, she was like really bad, and you can tell now because she's still alive and like recovering.
Yeah.
You could tell she was on drugs. I don't know how you can, but you can just kind of.
There's always a look.
There's a look to it.
There's
and
a look.
like a sound in her voice. It's like she's been through some drugs.
She was on American Horror Story.
Wow.
She was pretty good on that.
Didn't know that.
You think she did meth?
No.
I don't know why people get started in meth.
I mean, you start with whatever, cocaine or what, K2 and you work up.
No one's ever heard a story of someone just getting like, oh yeah, I did meth for a few years, but now I don't do it anymore. That never happens.
Well, because you can't do it for a few years.
Yeah, you
do
can,
it for,
and then you die.
No, you do it for 7 months and you die.
Yeah.
I also think sometimes, I'm just assuming that your opinion on drugs is sometimes like recreational, but I think for some people it really is. I need this. It's
Yeah.
like, definitely, and I think with the case of meth, if you're going on meth, you're not like I'm having fun tonight. Let's
You're
try
not
meth.
yeah.
It's got to be a
Cocaine's
it's
the
a low.
most violent recreational drug that can be.
Yeah.
You hear, I mean, Wolf of Wall Street, obviously, it's a movie.
Yeah.
But a lot of those stockbrokers and, like, the guys going crazy in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cocaine's like one of those ones that is, when you say it, it doesn't get as much of a serious reaction as meth does.
Right, but you do cocaine for 5 years, you're gutted.
Yeah,
You're
it's obviously
you're
still
gutted.
not good for you, but it's just it carries less with it, than heroin or something.
Right. Well, because heroin's more violent than cocaine, and meth is...
Yeah,
more
you know what?
violent
They
than
probably
heroin.
do merit their reputations.
Yeah. I mean, there's obviously you can do cocaine longer. It still eats your insides out, literally. I mean, it's... Every single one of those drugs is just killing you by the second.
Yeah.
Make some good music,
Narcotics.
though. You'll make some good music on those.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe not you, but those people who are suffering on them, they'll go to the bottom of the lake and bring back the good music for us.
You brought up a good point. One of you did about how
It was me.
No, it was you because you.
No, it wasn't.
You said that like you were that you it was like a good thing or something that she was like. She needed to say a good thing, but it made sense that she got into. It's good that she got into music after she lived her life instead of like doing
Aretha
drugs, I guess,
Franklin.
or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. And kind of on a similar note, I've found that people in the arts or whatever you want to call it, or in the entertainment, they are being the fools for you because
Right.
kind of like what we're doing right now. No one really wants to like hear themselves or say their opinions, but people want to listen to it, and the same thing with paintings. People don't want to paint and have that vulnerability of this is my mind and this is my creation, but some people do, and it's everyone watches it because it's no one watches this, but everyone watches the good people because it's like similar to their own experience, and it's someone else being the fool, someone else being the idiot on.
It's a lot easier to make something and keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Or say something and keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
It's hard to be outgoing.
Yeah.
You could almost sum that up, especially with really out there artists, as embracing what makes you weird and making a spectacle of it.
Embracing
yeah, exactly.
the suck.
You're literally you're entertaining people by being some kind of crazy character, even though it's you, but you're like exploiting your own craziness.
Have you been to the Dali Museum?
I have. I
Okay,
went with Frida Kahlo when she was doing, well, not she, herself.
You went.
But
Frida
Gave
Kahlo
you
and Leon
a
Trotsky.
hand-drawn tour just coming through.
No, her like exhibit was up. She had a side exhibit. It was really cool.
You saw the Dali stuff, though, right?
I did.
Okay, good. We've all been there. This is exactly what I think about Dali.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he had all these crazy ideas, and he was a really weird guy, and he thought, I'm going to capitalize on this and make a spectacle of it. And he thought of himself as a genius. He was, but his last words, I've seen them, his last words go, you need geniuses like me are necessary for humanity. And then he goes, Viva King, Viva España, and then he died. But there's so many weird stories about Dali because I remember after I went to the museum, I read his Wikipedia page.
Mm-hmm.
He had a whole entire lifetime of doing weird shit.
Yeah.
There was they said that he never had sex, but he would host orgies just to watch, and that he would. Have you ever heard the story of the Lindbergh baby?
Yeah. I
Have
remember
you?
you guys talking about that.
I don't know.
So Charles
I've
Lindbergh, he had a child who was about 1 year old.
Also, he was one of the first people to cross the Atlantic.
Yeah, Charles
That's what he
Lindbergh,
did.
the aviator.
Yes.
He was super big back in his day, and he had a child, and the child was kidnapped and held for ransom and eventually murdered.
I did hear about this because it was about a story. He was like kind of like a celebrity, right? Like a big shot, kind
Yeah.
of like big dick guy.
Yeah, really big.
Big dick
Really
He
big
was
dick.
celebrity before there were celebrities.
And then
Big dick energy.
his dick would hang out of the airplane
No,
window,
not
and
physically a big
then it would
dick,
slap against the golden waves of the Atlantic as the sun set,
Yeah.
and his airplane flew across. But anyways, Salvador Dali, he dressed up with his wife as the kidnapper and the baby,
Oh.
and they went to a gala in New York, and they caught a bunch of shit for it.
Met Gala?
Yeah,
He's like the Sacha Baron Cohen of then.
Yeah,
He
but he was
is-
always doing crazy stuff like that. There was another time where he was having a signing or something, and what he did is he went to the signing in a bathtub, and then he had a machine hooked up to his head that read his brainwaves, and then it would have he would have his brainwaves printed out and then sign it and give it to his fans.
That is so cool.
So he
That's
was,
some Gaga
Yeah.
Kanye shit.
Yeah.
but he was always doing crazy stuff like that, and he was just capitalizing on it and then making himself a spectacle, and that's why we love him.
Yes. And another fun fact about him, as you might probably know, he thought he was the reincarnation of his dead brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of a weird way to live your life. Because he was also named Salvador and died 9 months before he was born.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
There's a lot of people who now, they must be the weird kids that you knew back in elementary school who became artists afterwards.
Yeah,
You
sure.
know? I'm a Henry Rollins fan, not really his music, but just the way he lives his life.
Yeah.
I've talked about him on here, I think.
I think
or
so.
no, maybe it was one of those.
J.K. Rowling's.
J.K. Rollins. Henry Rollins, he was this punk singer back in the day. and he was-
Hufflepuff or die.
Henry Rollins was a punk singer back in the day, and he made punk music. But now what he does is that he goes to different countries and he writes books, and not writes books about them, but he goes to torn up or tormented countries, and he'll go and he'll make journals of it, and then he goes on speaking tours after.
Mm-hmm.
And he tries to he makes a point of making his life as interesting as possible to himself, and also so that he could have speaking tours speaking about the things that he saw.
Mm-hmm.
And where was I going with this?
I don't know.
What were we just talking about?
We're talking about crazy people that exploit their craziness.
Oh, yeah. And so I've seen a couple of interviews of his. He
Kanye.
said that he was a horrible kid. He said that he would fight kids, push teachers,
Beast.
always make tons of issues. There must be so many amazing artists today who were just complete basket cases when they were younger, you know?
No, for sure.
And they said that they put him on Ritalin as a kid to try to
Oh.
calm him down.
Wow.
That probably had something to do with his artistic side later on. But everyone knows someone who was crazy back in elementary school, and most of the time they're just out of sight, out of mind after we leave that school. But
Yeah.
I can't wait. Hopefully someone that we know is just going to get huge. And you know who it's going to be? Us. This podcast.
I really love museums and art. I went to New York for a few days just to do all the museums, the Met, the MoMA, a bunch of art galleries. Obviously, I've been to the Art Basel. I went to Washington D.C. basically just for the museums. I would like to see everything else too, and every artist has some crazy thing, like they had to bury their mother when they were 2 years old, or they saw their dad get
His dick
killed
chopped
or
off.
something crazy, and
Yeah.
it makes sense, and or a lot of them have I guess like social disorders where they don't talk to people, or they are really loud and eccentric, or they're never just like super squares. Obviously it makes sense with the artists, but it also what we're like tying it all together. You're just exploiting that
Yeah.
part of your life.
Although I've actually been thinking about this. There must be some people who got super famous who were just regular ass people.
Well, all like the tech guys,
Tim Allen.
No, I
Tim
mean,
Allen is a dad.
Yeah.
I mean artists.
Phil
Oh.
Swift.
I don't know. I can't. Maybe Mac DeMarco, but he's
Yeah, he's just a regular guy.
definitely his own unique person.
Well, yeah. Taylor Swift.
Yeah, maybe
I feel like she has more artistic talent than just like a regular person.
Well, yeah.
maybe Bieber.
Yeah, but he blew up because of YouTube. So he was like, I'm pretty sure he didn't live a normal life.
And he was an art kid beforehand, too.
And he became popular like 13 years old.
Yeah, so I guess he didn't live a normal experience. Yeah.
Right.
I
I bet Bruno Mars was one regular ass person.
You do?
He was 5'5".
Yeah.
And just like a regular dude. And then
Well,
could sing.
A lot of them must have started out as art kids, you know? Like, the kind of person who eats his sandwich in the art room, doesn't ever talk to anyone. Those people must have so much just cooking in their heads that's just waiting to come out.
I mean, yeah.
You go.
Do you consider Jamie Foxx like an artist? He's more of a creator than anything.
I think he's just a talented guy. He's
He's
kind of
one
normal.
smart dude.
He's super talented. I think one of the most talented in that Hollywood. Like, he has so much range. Actor, crazy vocal range,
Yeah.
funny. That guy
He's
is
hilarious.
the shit.
You know
He's
who
the
I
shit.
really admire? Childish Gambino
Yeah.
and Donald Glover.
Again, range.
They've got
Yeah.
he's got good stand up. He's got he's got good songs. He doesn't have good albums. He's
Yeah,
got
I
good songs.
agree with
Bad
that.
albums, good songs. Good point.
I was gonna say something about that.
And he's also he was an actor for a long time. You know, I saw
He's still an
John.
actor.
I saw John Mayer comedy today. I didn't.
Ugh.
Yeah, he's got a couple
You
sets.
don't like John Mayer?
No,
I like him.
not a big fan of.
No, I don't
that
like his
type of
songs.
music.
I like him as a person, not his songs, really.
I love John Mayer.
Huge Jason Mraz fan.
Really?
Jason Mraz.
That's like never been said. I don't
I
think.
know exactly.
You just created a new sentence in the world.
Yeah,
No-
I like
no shade
him.
on- no shade.
I love Tyga.
Yeah.
Damn.
Really?
No, he's talking about people that don't exist right now.
That don't exist.
I wish Ayaz came back.
Who's that?
Replay.
Oh, yeah.
Al City, where you at?
What you were getting at with people who are like art kids, that's the reason why I started like the novice, not necessarily novice talks. That's more, I think, a collaborative. I'd say like,
It's like 80% me.
but
20% you.
I mean, either way, the novice thing,
20% Chris.
I do like music and clothes and just like designs in general, and it's all about I'm not an art kid and I'm not like a nerd kid, like a book.
Yeah.
It's just about you have to be trying everything. You just kind of
Right.
try stuff.
Do you feel like your lack of weirdness is holding you back? Maybe you don't have. Maybe there's some kind of artistic door that you haven't opened because you haven't had a long weird art kid experience.
I'm glad I'm the person I am and can still be artistic because I'm not doing it for other people. I don't release the stuff I make, but I have this. I mean, maybe I will eventually, but I enjoy what I make, and it's just kind of a name for it because it eventually maybe I turn into something. I am like double majoring in chemistry and retail entrepreneurship because I have a cool retail entrepreneurship degree there at Florida State, but I don't know.
Sponsor.
Sponsor me, please, Florida State.
Who's the I remember listening to one of the other episodes. You know, huge fan.
Yeah,
Um,
we have a stand in the house.
yeah, you were. I wrote you every day. So you're talking about the guy from Off White.
Yeah,
He
Virgil.
didn't create Off White, right? There's the guy who's with Louis Vuitton. What's his name?
Virgil Abloh.
That guy.
Both same thing, same guy.
Oh,
Off-white guy.
yeah. He created Off White
Mhm.
and then went to Louis Vuitton.
Yeah,
Also, as a DJ,
yeah,
like really good DJ.
yeah.
He lives a nice life.
He lives a really cool life, and he's friends with anyone he wants to be friends with.
Right.
Everyone wants to be his friend
Yeah,
because he's just like doing cool stuff,
yeah.
and he's a cool guy. I actually I went to see him in Miami at Art Basel. He
Mhm.
was like right there, super nice, like taking pictures of people, like right there in front of me. Very nice guy. I bought one of his shirts. It was really expensive, and he makes expensive clothes, but I had to do
Yeah.
it. So.
Speaking about like being friends with anybody, can we talk about the unbelievable, ironic popularity of Ninja?
I know it's kind of I mean, it's telling of the times for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely telling of the times.
He's got plenty. He's played with Drake, Travis Scott. Who else was in that? Like Juju Smith-Schuster.
Oh, is Ninja that South African guy?
No, he does Fortnite.
He does Fortnite streaming stuff.
He does like stuff on Twitch.
He's also really good at it. Apparently, that's what everyone says.
I don't know anything about Fortnite.
Yeah,
I know.
neither do I. But I'm a
played
YouTube guy.
I haven't played Fortnite in like 5 months.
I've only played probably 4 games of it.
Yeah.
But I do.
I
know who
played
Ninja
until I
is.
could win, and then I stopped.
Ninja like knows Casey Neistat, who's an
Yeah.
absolute YouTube legend.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how much influence he's gotten for just being
Yeah.
a Fortnite player.
He went to Bonnaroo and was at the release of Travis Scott's Astroworld. And
he must be a cool guy. In
and
private.
he's just like, he's kind of a nerd.
Yeah.
But just because he's good at video games, he's been able to do all this stuff.
Have you seen those videos that go, oh, the age of esports is coming, and they'll go to some
my
esports
Lord.
competition and
Yeah.
interview the guys?
They do it on ESPN. I couldn't believe it.
I can't believe that's a thing.
I can't.
It's in the same way that there's always crazy political stories. Like, I can't believe this is actually happening.
Right.
The same way people think that people like esports is coming. It's the next thing. I can't believe it's actually a thing.
Yeah, what's crazy is that it probably will be on ESPN every week because I've seen it on ESPN a lot, and
That's so sad.
it's because it's such a hobby and it's so popular on the internet that the TV, like cable and companies, have to keep up with YouTube and Twitch and all these internet things.
That's a good point.
That they have to do something to cater those type of viewers.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's a good point. That's a really good
Money.
point.
Yeah,
They have to keep up.
because YouTube is just taking over. People
Yeah.
on YouTube, I think there's 4,000 people with 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's taking over. There's
Yeah, it's
le-
been
and there's so
taking
many
over.
more streaming services now. You got Netflix. You can get HBO through Hulu.
TV's probably done pretty
Yeah,
soon.
you don't even need a cable box anymore. You can just get you can just get a subscription to like Spectrum or something. You don't have to pay for any of the other stuff, and then you can just get one of those Fire Sticks, and you can get every single channel that you want.
It's
Cable's going out the window very soon,
For real.
I
Facts.
and it's crazy to think about, because that used to be the only thing.
Now you can just choose what you want to watch. You
Yeah,
don't have to
at
wait
any
for it.
time.
Yeah.
Another thing I was thinking about, so as more internet advances, and I remember hearing you guys, number one fan,
Yeah.
talking about how commercials are so annoying and how they like just take over episodes on TV. They aren't on the internet or like YouTube. YouTube ads are 30 seconds at most,
I have banner
I have
ads,
YouTube.
too.
I have YouTube Red. I don't
and then
get
you don't
ads.
even have that.
Oh, you have YouTube Red? You're
And
like
I was thinking about this.
Damn.
The more we advance technological, yeah, whatever.
something like that.
More advancements
Machinally.
yeah, more advances in technology, the more us humans lose patience, because now it's like I can find a song within 20 seconds. I can look up a YouTube video and see it within 5 seconds.
Yeah.
There's so many things you can do quicker that 5 years ago you couldn't do, and it just makes everybody more impatient.
Yeah,
And
that has a lot to do with
just
art, like
social media
art and
or-
stuff, because you can't get into a long project now because you just want
Right.
that immediate gratification.
Right.
Mhm.
For example, there's a lot of songs I like. They're not really like EDM.
Mhm.
They are kind of electric, where it's a very long build, but it'll be something like a 12-minute song, but at the end you feel like you've just been on a journey, a
Yeah.
musical journey. But you can't really get that too much anymore, because if it doesn't
Right.
hit in 10 seconds, people ain't gonna listen.
Right. I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody's kind of like that too.
That's why
That's a hell of a journey.
I believe the rise of trap music is that I talked to someone about it. I think you probably, William, but it's that based off of that. You said it really well. Like, we just need to have things quick.
Yeah.
It's always the same. It's always there, and it's really quick build-ups, and then like the bass drops, and everyone's like, "Yay!" We can all scream and go crazy.
I mean, a 3-minute cookie cutter trap song is so profitable. The formula works.
It's crazy with like how the energy is like up and down, up and down. That's what we want to have, that like rush of
Yeah.
energy, so we can all like scream and go crazy, like I just said.
Yeah.
I
Weird.
hate trap music.
I know you do, but what kind of music do you like?
it's.
I don't like trap music either, but what kind of music do you like?
I was listening to flamenco on the way here.
Okay.
There was some real those guys. So it's that kind of flamenco where it's a lot of guitar going on, and
Well,
then some guy screaming in Spanish.
You also play the guitar, so you appreciate guitar more than the average person.
In the same way that I know that Zach always watches baseball, and I don't care about like what's going on in the game, but I can see it in Zach's eyes and in his heart that he really likes what's going on the screen because he knows what it's like. So I can really appreciate some guitar music now, but also just these Spanish guys in flamenco. They're screaming so loud, but their voices never falter. They're always just on key, going way up and down the octave scale. It's so good.
Aretha Franklin.
Too. Yeah.
He would belt out some stuff. I've just been watching her stuff recently, obviously, but damn. Crazy.
You ever listen
too.
You ever listen to Igloo Ghost?
No.
He's this producer out of the UK that I've been getting into. He's got, it's like bees making music, and the way there's just a million different things going on, but in a musical kind of way.
Is it jazz?
And everyone's trying to bang the queen.
Yeah, everyone's trying.
Is it jazz?
I like jazz. It's not jazz.
You like jazz?
I do like jazz. The whole Untitled Unmastered is a good album.
Yeah.
That's a real good album.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah.
You guys ever heard of Father John Misty?
No.
No one's ever heard of him. Not even me. No, I'm just kidding. I like him too. He's kind of the most songwritery kind of guy that I listen to. But it's still good.
I can't believe you guys don't like John Mayer. He's just a master songwriter, and he's just really good. I don't know how to describe it.
Writing a song is hard. I can respect that because writing a song is hard.
His guitar stuff, he's a really big guitar guy, like crazy big guitar guy. Obviously, musicians are guitar people or musical people, but his thing is like guitars.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
But I've listened to a bunch of his songs and I never hear anything that amazing.
Right. I feel like it's a lot of mediocre.
And his voice is very specifically raspy. It's just a good formula.
Something that I really don't like in music now, though, is, and it's never gonna stop, is how much of it is like, "Girl, I miss you."
Yeah.
"Girl, I see you. Why'd I let you go?" That's forever. That's been going on, and it's gonna continue on forever.
Well, I think that's because, getting back to what you said about Aretha Franklin and her upbringing, most people's upbringing isn't being impregnated at 12, which makes this kind of, everyone has the experience of like heartbreak and that kind of thing.
Everyone has their high school heartbreak.
So that shows up in music. That shows up in music very often, and it's something everyone can relate to. Good for views or plays.
Well, I think it's something that most people can relate to.
I can't relate to it.
I
really can't. Like, I don't really have heartbreak in my life. Sad, like good, I guess. Not sadly.
I mean, it's not like I've been completely devoid of any romantic sadness, but every time I hear those songs, I can never get into it because it's the same thing that's happening again. There's a whole world out there that you could sing about, yet 90% of music is focused on this one subject.
Yeah. Well, I'm all about breaking conventions, obviously. If you don't know now, you know.
Kendrick Lamar is a genius.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar is a genius. You know what's the biggest waste of time? I think the most tragic waste of time is playing video games.
I don't do
Talk about it.
Yeah.
I have I've gotten to a very annoying habit of just playing video games, and
you're in it now.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it used to be just because I had no car. So when I first came back, my truck was in the shop, and Zoe uses it all the time anyway, so I don't even see it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would have to go to work with my mom in the mornings, which is like 6:30. 6:45, leave by 7:15.
So you're going to work with your mom?
Yeah, and then
Why?
Because the only way I could go to the gym or be productive was to leave that early.
I see.
So
well, that's good. I mean, that's still getting up early. That's kind of a benefit.
I enjoy that more than sleeping in until 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would always have to do that, and then if I wasn't doing that, I'd just be stuck at home, and I hate myself when I just sit there and play video games. I literally just hate myself. Because it's the only thing that can pass the time without having a car, and
you could read a book.
I could read a book, But do I want to read a book?
It's again with that.
Do you? Because you hate yourself, don't you?
I'm trained to just be like...
You can play a million games of whatever you play.
Yeah.
And just constantly, rather than read a whole story in a book, it would take a while.
Plus, I'd rather do audiobook. My eyes are just so annoying.
Oh yeah, you have like glasses on right now as we speak.
Yeah. My eyes have gotten a lot worse over the past like 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how. I haven't been staring at the sun.
Enough.
Video games, of all the sedentary things you can do, are still like the bottom of the pile, because if you were gonna listen to an album the whole way through, or read something, you're still just sitting there. But video games, it's like, it's not even mentally engaging. It's just watching these lights flash around, and it's so popular. It's like a pillar of our culture.
Oh yeah,
well, like
huge.
our culture, like guys.
I have a friend who plays video games a lot, and he plays kind of strategy video games, and I've seen a different side. He's a very logical person, and I've seen that part of his brain work well with video games, and he is really good at it. And I'm not a video game guy at all, but it makes sense, I guess, more for the kind of strategy games, because it's a big process of deciding.
Yeah.
You know.
My biggest thing is I don't play like Fortnite or all that stuff. I go and play sports games.
Okay, yeah.
And then become like the general manager and just like deal with the money side of things. And like that's like my go-to.
They used to have that video game general manager.
Yeah.
Like for MLB.
Yeah,
Did you ever play that or no?
No, I have like FIFA going where I do some major club or even a small club.
Is it called like Golden Team or something? Or no, is that not it?
It's just career mode.
Oh, okay.
Like for any game, it's career mode basically. Okay. And then I have one for the NBA, NHL.
NHL's a good game.
It's just like what I do. I don't know why. It engages me more than just going out and
what I'm really
killing anybody.
What I'm really railing against, I guess, is Call of Duty and that kind of stuff. Remember that last time we were at Joey's house?
And he wanted to play MW2, and I was just like, no, let's play pro tennis.
That was literally the first time that I've played any other shooting games in probably 3 years.
Really?
It was so weird to play, because literally you shoot, and the guy dies and blood comes out of him, and then money flies out of his chest.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine being the creative mind behind that. Like, okay, we're gonna do it this way. One of the and this is. It seems funny and shallow, but it's actually true. One of the best things that ever happened to me was my PS3 breaking, because that broke down the wall for me to go outside and do something.
Yeah.
Because you could actually probably literally see it in pictures. There's Fat William up until the PS3 breaks, and then that's when I started going outside and going to the gym and stuff.
Yeah.
You can also have a good balance of those things, I think.
I think I have a good balance at times, but of course I need to wake up at whatever time.
Waking up early is good, though.
Yes.
Definitely. I've been on that, for sure.
I was, you were there. We were talking with Drew last night about it.
Yeah.
And Drew was saying how he doesn't like waking up early. But people like the idea of waking up early, but not actually doing it. And you just have to get over my theory. Well, because we all did it back in high school and stuff.
Right.
You just have to get over like a week of waking up early consistently, and then you'll get into a rhythm. You know?
You will.
But it's just so hard, especially when there's no stress to do it.
I was going to say, a big thing, especially in the summer, is like there's no reason. So you wake up and you're like, I could just sleep another hour. Like, why do I need to? You know? So
I'd rather do it over the summer, though, because then...
Me too.
You have no stress of doing things, so when you do actually go and complete something, you feel so much better about yourself because you already got it out of the way. And it's 2:30.
A day is so open when you wake up at 8
Yeah.
There's so much time.
And then you get to go to bed at like 10:30. You're like, wow.
I've really been thinking. So when I would have to wake up early to go to class, and then on the weekends or now, I would say to myself, finally free time. But as I've been thinking more and more about how much I can get done waking up early, I'm like, it's not free time. It's just time.
Yeah.
I just have to do other things that aren't school, but equally important.
With the free time thing and kind of with like partying and fraternity stuff, I have seen a lot of people, most people that are around me at least, they have as much fun as they can, whatever it means to them, until they have to work. And for me, I think I am just addicted to like working hard and having things to do, because I will do the extra And it's not even, I like school, obviously. It's not even because I care that much about good grades. I enjoy learning more than the good grades. I just am addicted to working harder than I have to, I guess. And so I'll work really hard and then have a little bit of fun. And that's kind of why I think I do this kind of stuff over the summer when I have free time, because we spend a while trying to edit these. The other two ones, wouldn't you say it was a challenge, right?
I would say when we posted these, that was a lot of fun. But I mean, what you're getting at is probably felt by a lot of people. You have a lot of fun when you see the fruits of your labor.
Not even the fruits of my labor.
I just want to be busy.
I enjoy working hard.
I want to be
something.
busy.
I enjoy working. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but I mean, I still think I'm right, because this is the fruits of our labor, working at something that we actually enjoy.
But I mean, it's my perspective. You're like, I like the reading in the library. I don't necessarily like getting the A in the test. I like doing the hard work.
You know what's a good thing about you
What?
that I realize? Is that you do have a lot of passions, but you don't bug people about them. You know?
Well, I appreciate that. I hope I don't bug people.
I mean, unless people are annoyed by this, in which case this is supremely bugging people, because we're literally broadcasting it.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
pissed I'm featured on this right now.
Yeah, but reading in the library, I have a classic annoying thing that I really like doing. I'm really into Portuguese right now,
Yeah.
and you have to bother people if you want to have fun. I go every day. Every day I go to Starbucks, and I have this book that I'm reading that I'm I'll read it, and as I'm reading it, if I don't know a word, I'll look it up and then I'll write it down and I'll keep going, and I find that it's a really good way to just build my vocabulary.
Yeah.
But the most annoying thing is that you have to constantly be seeking out people, and if you want to find someone that you can go, like there's this Brazilian restaurant in Sarasota that I go to, and it's the only place where I can go to find actual people to speak it with. But I find it's so much fun because you have to put in so much work just to get conversational on it. But then once you're there, and then you actually walk out of the restaurant, and you're like, wow, I just talked to that guy the whole entire time.
Yeah.
Just that whole feel. That's what recently one of the most fun things that I find that I do.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
that's, working hard at it to then get, the fruits of your labor. But it's a real beneficial thing.
Yeah.
The fruits of your labors.
I like the
that.
fruits of the labor too. I definitely, but I also just like the process of it. I like I'm more of a long-term goal guy than a short-term kind of thing.
And that's why video games are so tragic, because you're not gaining anything.
Yeah.
XP points.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm a beast. That's all I gotta say.
Do you have anything that is a hobby for you, but that is also a self-improvement kind of thing? There's the gym.
Yeah. I don't consider that a hobby because I actually have to go, like I'm forced to work out for baseball.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's more of like, if I don't do this, then I'm not gonna play.
Yeah, that
Uh-huh.
kind of sucks.
So and even though like thinking about it in that way, it's like you don't want to go to the gym, but I actually do enjoy going to the gym
Mm-hmm.
For real. Me
and
too.
just being outside and, coming to Bradenton. Because Bray has great prices for 1 month only.
Can't go to Bray anymore.
Yeah, those tough times.
Yeah.
Hobbies though? I mean, no. I feel like going back to like cliches and like what defines you, I kind of hate how people just like define me as baseball. That is like,
That would be tough, yeah.
it like annoys me.
It's much more to Zach Rodgers than baseball, if you know him.
Yeah.
At least
And
2 more
I
things.
yeah, like I wear glasses and
Yeah.
sometimes wear
How
New
tall are you?
Balance. 6 foot.
There you go.
Wow.
And these New Balance at least 6'1".
Yeah, you bought that picture
Those
of
are
a dog
nice,
today?
yeah.
Thank you. And I bought a picture of a dachshund today.
Yeah.
I'm really into music.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think we talked about it before we came, but you're just good at talking and you have a lot of good opinions. And
We wouldn't have
Yeah.
opened the door for you. if we
Exactly.
didn't
You're
know
here
that.
for a reason.
But yeah, but baseball is like there's such a cliche about baseball, the blonde hair, blue eyes, thick kid with
Thick.
like the country girl
True.
and the truck
Twitter thinks baseball players
and
like.
the Twitter, yeah, and like just the stupid tweets they retweet. Like
Dude.
I
Have you ever pictured where your life would have been without baseball?
yeah.
Where'd you picture it?
Softball.
Going to a better school.
Yeah.
Going to like a smarter school because I wouldn't have. I mean, I'm really like I like doing a lot of things, just like busy things, but like obviously playing video games stops that. But I like progressing. So even like in a video game, I like progressing in the video game.
Yeah.
I just like progression. So like I tried learning French and I spent all summer with a French Canadian and I just loved like learning French every day. There's just one word, one new word. And then I tried the piano for a little bit. I learned the keys.
Nice.
If you guys want to do the band thing,
Yeah.
get it working. I need to work on the piano more.
You're exactly like us two, except you have this whole baseball thing.
I know.
And we're like taking that. Well, I mean, yeah, we are. We're taking that whole French and piano thing in our own ways.
Yeah.
Those artistic language things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we're going so hard on it, and you're going so hard on baseball. But we all have the same kind of drive there.
Yeah. And it's just baseball has taken up so much of my life
Yeah,
over the.
baseball's taken up none of my life.
There's been so many things I've had to like just not go to, and in the end, it's gonna be worthless because I'm 80% not making it past college.
Does that depress you?
No, because I enjoyed going
you
through baseball.
probably
I
have
loved
fun
all
with
that.
it.
I mean, I love baseball.
Okay.
It's not. I mean, I love sports in general.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big sports guy. Me and Drew.
After this,
Huge
I
sports
want to talk
guys.
about that. Yeah.
For real, Drew.
Yeah, no, I like Tour de France. I'll watch that. Like, I love biking. I enjoy like soccer.
I
Huge soccer
I
fan.
FaceTimed you and you were talking about some sports thing that I was like, what?
Because
Yeah.
I remember
You were into that, and I was like, what?
I bet you still do. You would tell me that you would just watch soccer just to watch people play soccer.
Yeah, I'm not. I never played. I played soccer once, but like I can enjoy the. I know how hard soccer is, because I can go out there and then just fuck up and tear an ACL within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But I can see how like ridiculous what they do with their feet and like just throw the ball everywhere and then shoot from 30 yards out and
Yeah.
perfectly place it somewhere. I can respect good like sports. Tour de France, that is the craziest bike race of all time.
I suppose, yeah, you would be someone, because I know that I personally don't care that much about sports,
Yeah.
but I could see how you would have that extra appreciation for it because you lived it.
Yeah.
You've been through it.
And
In
I
the
just
same way that I appreciate Brazilian culture and guitar music.
No, but yeah, like in cycling with Tour de France, they go up. They have 23 days to do 21 stages, and they go all across France.
Yeah.
They go, what is it, like every stage is 300 to 500 kilometers, and then it takes 7 hours every single day. And some of those are climbing mountains that are 100 to like 1,000 meters high.
What do they eat?
Exactly.
What do they eat?
And do they piss on the bike?
They might wear like catheters.
Where do they
Where
shit?
where does the catheter go?
Do they just shit beforehand?
They have to.
What
There's
happens
some
if you have to
skinny
take a
people.
shit in the middle of an NBA game? I guess you just got to get off the court.
Just go at halftime.
What if you got to go now, though?
But do you
there's
ever
one-
do you ever have to go when you're playing any game?
Yeah, you just go in between ends. Like, I only pitch. I never hit.
That's right.
So whenever we're hitting, I just go do something.
Every inning.
Well, I mean, depending on the inning. And it depends if I'm pitching or not. If I'm not pitching, I have the whole day
Is in the
To
bathroom
just-
the whole time.
to just fuck around.
It's got to be kind of fun. I like to see on the
Yeah, but yeah.
no, the MLB games. They'll be not even in like uniforms. They're just like wearing. I mean, they're kind
Yeah.
of in uniforms. They're wearing like a jacket.
Yeah.
And they're POs, and they're all like studs, but they're just watching a baseball game in a dugout.
Yeah, that's
You
what I
know,
used to do.
And
Like,
they're all friends. It's cool.
in New York, the daily grind was incredible. That was the first time I had to play every day.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Was there ever a time where you were playing every day in the summer?
No.
Or playing often in like a summer league?
That was this year.
The New York thing.
The New York thing. We had 5 to 6 games a week.
Man,
Every 5 games, I'd have to throw 100 pitches, guaranteed.
how's your arm feel?
It almost fell off. I thought I tore something because it was
This arm right here.
This arm.
It's bent through it
Yeah,
all.
that one looks a bit stronger.
Yeah, it is. But
See that vein right there,
I
Anthony?
know.
Wow.
Wait, no, try
all
the
you
other one.
viewers at home,
Wow.
Look
they
at
actually take blood out of this one.
But look at that forearm. Wait, look how big that forearm is compared to the other one.
I know.
I mean, they're similar. I think this one just probably has a little bit more definition and vascularity.
Oh wait, no, that's your dick, not your arm. Put that.
My third leg is coming out.
Sports players must fuck their bodies up.
Well, they do it to make it better. Oh shit! I almost fell out of this chair. I'm missing a wheel.
Jeez. Low budget here.
Yeah, I was looking just athletic people I enjoy. I was looking at this guy, Harry Wheels or Larry Wheels. Guy can deadlift 900 pounds.
Unfortunate last name, I will say.
Wheels.
Hilarious last name.
Wheels.
I thought you went from Harry Styles to Larry Wheels.
Like Harry Chairs.
Larry
Larry
Wheels.
Wheels.
Yeah, and he deadlifts like 900 pounds. Absolute beast.
That's got to be disgusting to watch.
No, he's doing 800 for reps, and he starts bleeding out of his nose.
Yeah, that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah,
That's why
and
I
it's
think
just
it'd be disgusting.
you were in weightlifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some. Did you see what's her name? Do all the CrossFit stuff.
Who?
Tessa Marquette.
No.
Oh, she got sponsored big time.
Wow.
It was sick.
That's cool.
She got Under Armour stuff. She put it on her Instagram. It was insane.
Is that cup full of water?
No.
No, I do want it though. It's
What-
got like watered down tea.
It's
What
there's
kind-
just
is
ice
it-
in there.
Is it sweet tea or unsweet tea?
It's just gross. You can have it
It's
though.
raspberry
if it's gross,
infused
I
tea.
just won't take it. Are you guys unsweet tea or sweet tea, guys?
Neither.
Sweet. Up in Vermont, you have to ask for sweet tea. Like here, it's guaranteed it's sweet.
I always have to ask for unsweet down here.
I only
Exactly.
drink water. Literally, only water. Sometimes I'll
You're a
have this.
pleb.
Unsweet tea just basically is water.
Sometimes I'll have this like juice, weird juice stuff, but not like weird with weird
Yeah,
stuff.
you know what?
Garlic
I
and-
strictly drink Four Locos.
Oh, nice.
I drink tea, coffee, and water.
Me too.
And
And
then
milk.
sometimes
Chocolate milk.
Sometimes I got a little bit of orange juice.
What do you
Straight
do?
from the jug.
What do you do with your coffee? Is it black or?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's really smart. You're a smart guy.
thanks. What? How dark do you guys like your chocolate?
Very dark.
Like-
Not like 92, but
I just upped to 92.
no, you're not smart anymore. Now you're done.
No, 92. It barely even tastes like chocolate.
It just tastes like dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good though.
I like it a lot.
How can you even get that anymore? Isn't cocoa like crazy expensive now?
Yeah, so I'm getting in on it before the price goes up.
Do you guys eat fruit?
Yeah,
Yes.
I eat a lot of fruit.
I eat more than you.
How much fruit did you eat today? Because I ate 3 apples today.
I eat every day at least 4 apples, 4 bananas every day. And there have been days I've had, especially at school, and I had like unlimited stock. I'd eat, well, not unlimited stock. I would just only have. My mom would buy me groceries, and through an app on Publix, and it'd come to me. So I'd have like all the apples and
Beast.
all the bananas to myself. I
Mhm.
would eat. There's days where it'd be 7.
You just became a chimpanzee.
7 of both. Like, so 14
That's ridiculous.
articles of fruit. I know, but
It's really good though.
it's
Fruit's
so
super
good. It's so
Yeah.
good, and it's not like I don't even do it.
I
for
wish
any
an
reason.
apple was more filling. Like a banana, I
Yeah,
find
you
to
just
be a
have
little
to pull
bit.
an Anthony and eat 14 of them.
Yeah, I find a banana to be more filling. I don't know if it's because of potassium or something.
Aren't
Well,
bananas worse for you? Aren't they fuller of sugar?
They have more sugar, and they have, so more sugar.
Yeah.
Complex sugar.
I haven't had an orange in a long time. I forgot how much I liked those.
I've had more oranges at school and in New York than I have here.
My breakfast every morning is, I eat almonds. It's exactly between 28 and 30 almonds every day. A bottle of water, and then like usually like a crate of raspberries and some other kind of fruit. But
That sounds very similar to my breakfast. I usually eat a banana, an apple, and then a bowl of nuts, and then I go to intern in Sarasota.
I
For
bet
David
both.
Shapiro, vote for David Shapiro. Florida, whatever district we are, he's running up against Vern Buchanan. Let's hope we win. Go Blue, David Shapiro.
He was from Shapiro, Goldman, Baboni, and Walsh, right?
That's right. That's the
Yeah.
one. I work at the office.
I have
Wow.
2 things to say.
Okay.
Because of your breakfast routines, your sperm has to be unbelievable.
Like,
Like,
each individual one is unbelievable.
Just because
They're
of
strong.
how well you eat,
They're
has to
strong.
be it has to be so strong.
What do you eat for breakfast?
Anything, whatever's there.
How
Dude,
are
I have
you?
no food. At
You
my
are
house.
literally more fit than both of us, and you eat way worse than both of us. That's
yeah.
because of all your baseball.
I eat a good dinner for me is a DiGiorno pizza, because that's all I have ever. I never have any.
Do you
food
eat
in
a
my
lot
house.
though, or do you just eat a little bit of bad stuff?
I try to eat a little bit of bad stuff, but if there's just nothing in my house, like when
Why don't
I
you just go to the grocery store?
because I go and then the good food's gone within like 2 days.
Yeah, you have to go to the grocery store every 2 days.
No, you don't.
My parents do. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I do that too.
Yeah, I don't have enough money to do that.
Well, you don't-
But
What?
You don't have to go and blow a bag there.
Yeah, you don't have to blow
Yeah,
a
but-
bag.
but healthy food is more expensive than shit food. It just is. You could buy a pizza for whatever, $4, $3, or you can go for a pound of apples. 2 pounds of apples is gonna be the same thing.
Yeah, and there's just more to. I get what you're getting at, and that's a shame.
Yeah, you can get
It's a
soda.
damn shame.
You can get a soda, a 2 liter of soda, for half the price of milk or juice.
Yeah.
You don't need milk or juice.
I don't drink milk. He doesn't drink milk. But I've been on that.
I drink
guy.
chocolate milk. Chocolate milk's good for you.
Dairy free, egg
Okay,
free.
yeah. I do buy chicken a lot. The,
Oh, yeah.
the full chickens, the rotisserie chickens.
Yeah,
that's
those are good.
$7, and that's a lot of chicken for $7.
It is.
I ate the whole thing, but that's dinner right there.
Do you really
It
you pick it all out too, or you just
I
kind of?
clean those things.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Second thing I want to say, Gillum for governor.
Yeah, Gillum for governor.
Is that the guy from Tallahassee?
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. Gillum for governor. if
What
you're-
they say at the Shapiro campaign is that he's probably not going to win.
Gillum?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, they say he's probably not going to win the Democratic nomination for governor.
Why?
based off of like pre-polls.
Yeah, they say that he's too left for the regular Democrats here, and the other one who's running, I think, is Graham.
I think the younger, like, I don't know. I feel like it's just because I hang out with a lot of guys, like you guys. But it's a lot of progressive thinking.
Yeah, there's not that
Unless-
much out there. Out there?
Yeah.
Out there?
Yeah.
Out there?
It's right. Outside of Raymond James Stadium right here, it's
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
we're in Raymond James Stadium.
This
but-
one's from Raymond James.
Yeah.
All the other ones are in Bradenton.
All the other ones are from AMF Bowling.
Yeah,
Or Astro Skate.
Astro World. Thoughts?
Find me at Arby's after Astro Skate. Thank you.
Arby's. What up, Sage? Anyways, we were talking about something just before we started talking about Gillum for governor.
Food. You
Food.
love your healthy food. And how I eat shit food.
I eat like a freak, honestly.
I eat a lot of food. I eat a lot. You know what's a really good thing I've been getting into? Peppers.
Yeah, they're good.
They're good.
Red peppers. You can eat that
green
straight.
peppers.
Yellow
peppers. Ghost peppers.
Okay, no, those are
California
dangerous.
peppers.
Chicken.
Doritos Locos Tacos.
Peppers.
Peppers. Red Hot chili peppers. Julius peppers.
Okay, there's so many good kinds of peppers. I listened to 3 Red Hot Chili Pepper songs today.
The 3.
The 3. Name them.
I listened to Can't Stop,
1.
Dark Necessities,
Danny California.
and yes, and Danny
I knew it
California.
was
And Snow.
I don't like Snow that much. I don't like it that much.
Other
Snow?
side. You know that's another side.
No. All I know about is the other side of the river.
Well, didn't they make a? They made something about Saturn, like an album about Saturn or UFOs or something. I had it on CD back when CDs existed.
Roller Coaster of Love. You ever listen to that one?
Radar Love.
Radar Love by Golden Earring.
You actually know the band name?
Yeah.
See, that's another thing about Zach. He's got a lot of baseball knowledge, and you got a lot of weird band knowledge.
I know a lot of music for no reason.
No reason.
No reason whatsoever. I know a lot of American music.
He gets a lot of references too. That's what I like about Zach.
That
Thank
is,
you.
but
You
I,
can-
that's
you can
something I
reference
don't
a-
like about Zach, because
a
he
weird
brings up a
movie.
lot of references that I don't get.
You could reference a weird movie and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, Stadium Arcadium."
Yeah.
That's a good one. See, he knows what it is.
They told me born.
It's like a.
Monsieur Le Bleu.
Just keep singing. I gotta find another. Oh wait, we gotta do the Wikipedia segment. You guys gotta talk about something.
Wikipedia. Do, 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 do.
Just keep doing that until I find it.
I kind of want to be Stanley Hudson when I get older.
I don't know who that is.
The Office, black guy.
Oh, I don't watch The Office.
Oh.
I know. America hate me for it. Please.
Yeah. You 17 people.
Middle America listening. We only have people from
Minnesota. Yeah. Let me talk about something. I was playing baseball in New York, obviously. I've said that about 340 times. A lot of my team was from the Midwest. And I've never understood how different the culture is, how white the culture is in the Midwest.
Yeah. I mean, it really is.
It really is because the only guys who are close to were from Queens, Long Island, Montreal, and Rhode Island. And everyone else was basically from, West Virginia, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana. There were a couple kids from Arkansas who were kind of cool. But, I've never seen such white people.
Yeah.
Even the rednecks here, they'll play that trash trap music.
Mm-hmm.
These guys just country or nothing.
Not even Post Malone?
No, they they went to a Logic concert.
That's really
yeah.
There's this, the kind of Atlanta, douchebag white kid, Buckhead that likes Post Malone, wears all Vineyard Vines. I picture that transferring. Obviously, that exists in up north in the east.
Well, there's some places where,
but not the Midwest. I figured in the Midwest it'd be the same thing.
No, they like Post Malone, but not to the extent of just a random kid in Tampa or Bradenton.
Yeah.
Sarasota especially.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the vibe.
The vibe
Post
is definitely
Malone.
Post Malone, drive a Jeep.
Yeah.
Wear the Club Masters.
Jeep life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sperry's, all that type of stuff.
Dad's a lawyer.
Dude, Post Malone's last album, man, I was just on the same frequency as him. That kind of thing,
Yeah.
They're all like that. I mean, I'm stereotyping, but generalizing.
I mean, you can.
Yeah, sometimes you just do it.
You just can't because
as long as you don't do it in a mean way.
Yeah, I mean that's just how it is. That's the vibe. Key West.
Yeah.
Key West vibe.
Yeah.
SoFlo.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
Yeah, I mean that's just what it is. You said you like Florida a lot. Well, I really would doubt if I lived here again. I just would not see myself. Other than if I was 65 and had basically
A Bentley.
New York in the bank.
Yeah.
I would come and live in Anna Maria Island, and that would be just my life.
There's a lot of...
you wear a gold Rolex.
There's a lot of...
I'd wear the Apple Watch Gen 25.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cliche kind of wanderlust teenager things that I conform to.
Mm-hmm.
I'd really like to go and live in Europe. I think that would be fun.
I want to live in Montreal.
That Montreal's way too fucking cold.
So, I lived in Vermont for a year, and now I'm going to do it for 3 more years.
I like Montreal, but I would like to go live on the Iberian Peninsula.
Yeah.
After talking to a lot of people our age doing this and not doing this, but getting deep like this, I found that everyone has their own opinion on what they think would be the ideal lifestyle to live.
Yeah.
And they have all these theories and stuff, and they tend to be very stubborn and they're like, yeah, that's whatever you think is wrong.
I think that'd be great to live in Iberian Peninsula.
Yeah.
That's just not what I want.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, I'm not as interested in Spanish culture.
I'm not talking about what you said.
Yeah.
I'm just, I am stubborn with my things
Right.
too, and I know
there are just some things you're not interested in as much as other things.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in French culture, and you've already conquered that. You already know all of that.
Yeah.
So that's just something.
To sound a little more head-ass.
Yeah.
When I said that I'd go to Starbucks and read this book.
Yeah.
It's a book in French, and then I write down the Portuguese translation.
Yeah,
afterwards.
Yeah.
Just to. Well, I have this whole theory because I've been doing it on Duolingo. So
I've been Duolingo too with France or French.
when I'm doing Portuguese on Duolingo, I've done it from the French version of Duolingo, so I can kind of get 2 for 1 at the same time, keep up with the French as well. I find that it works.
Yeah.
Except reading the book is hard as fuck.
Speaking of It Works, you know that company It Works in Bradenton? They have they make a lot of money. They do, I think, supplements or something. They do something with weight loss, but they just got a huge office on the river. Like, huge. It's 4 stories. You know where the Green Bridge is, right?
The who?
The Green Bridge?
Yeah. I used to cross it every day to go to school.
Exactly. So, and you
Is it on Palmetto side or Bradenton side?
Palmetto side. It's like the big one on the left used to be a gym. My cousin used to work there.
Oh.
But yeah, it's crazy.
All right. I have a Wikipedia page.
Let's go!
It's called The Fallen Astronaut.
How does he fall?
Wait, I know what this is. Is it from Russia?
I think so.
I've read this before.
How does he fall in space?
It's really cool.
Here we
Do
go. The Fallen Astronaut is an 8.5 centimeter aluminum sculpture created by Paul van Hoygendonk. It is a small stylized figurine meant to depict an astronaut in a spacesuit, intended to commemorate the astronauts and cosmonauts who have died in the advancements of space exploration. It was commissioned and placed on the moon by the crew of Apollo 15
Oh, wow.
at Hadley Ryle on the I guess that's a place on the moon, on the 1st of August 1971, next to a plaque listing the 14 men who have died in the pursuit of space travel. The crew kept the memorial's existence a secret until after their mission. After public disclosure, the National Air and Space Museum requested and received a replica of the statue. Controversy soon followed, as Van Hoygendonk claimed a different understanding of the agreement made with the astronauts and attempted to sell up to 950 copies of the statue. He finally relented under pressure from NASA, which had a strict policy against the commercial exploitation of the U.S. government space program.
Before you guys have anything going on with or have any opinion on what just happened, there was a man who was, obviously Russia was kind of killing it with the space stuff. They had a guy at the early stages of space exploration. He was up there, and he was told that they didn't know how to get him safely to the ground. He's in there, and
Wait, so he's orbiting the Earth?
yeah, he's orbiting the Earth. He's
Okay.
not even that far, and he's over the radio being told, like, listen, we don't really know how to get you down safely. So picture that. So he does start to fall because he's trying to land. He starts to fall into like the atmosphere, and they have it recorded because it was just through like radio or whatever, however they do it, and they have
Just yelling at him.
They recorded it.
They had
Obviously.
2 cans with a string attached to it.
Yeah.
They talked
It
to
was
them.
Russia.
Yeah.
And they have a whole big recording, and he's like basically yelling "fuck you" a bunch of times and like mad. He's like, "Fuck you guys for doing this to me. I have a family."
Did he die?
Yeah, he died. And they actually, there's a picture. I think it's one of the Life. You know, Life magazine has important pictures.
Mhm.
I might not be one of them.
Time.
Time, not Life. Yeah.
Mad.
Mad magazine has a really important Teen Beat. But they have it's his charred remains.
Damn.
It's really like crazy, and the audio's obviously not. It's in Russian, so it's not that big of a deal. But they have. But like, I don't speak Russian.
It's in
so.
Russian, so who fuck cares?
If you have to listen to it with subtitles, and I don't know if there are videos with it. There's probably are. I don't know, but it's definitely moving for sure.
So what am I supposed to talk about this space thing about?
That was it. That was one of the people that died. He's on the plaque probably.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the thing about that plaque was that it is the only statue on the moon and the only figure of a human on the moon. There are no other statues.
Well, I mean, there's the fake flag, right? Or like the steel flag.
That's not a statue.
Oh, okay, there's something we've put on.
Yeah, we also have the lunar lander there and all the rovers.
They're just chilling there.
Red Rover.
Send Zach right over.
Yeah.
Anyways, Russians are the only ones who have died in space. I know that. I know that they were detaching from their space station once because they had a space station before us, and their cabin depressurized, and then 4 guys died up there, and those are the only 4 guys who have died in space. I
Where-
can't believe it's only 14. I can't believe the number's only 14 of people who have died.
Yeah, but it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
seems really low. Who do we have died? We had the people in Apollo 8, right?
Yeah, the
Challenge-
teacher.
The Challenger thing.
Yeah, we had the Challenger.
But that
one,
wasn't
too.
in space. They were just.
That was just
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't. As like I said, only 4 people have died in
Yeah,
space
yeah.
above
Yeah.
the 100-kilometer.
Something like that.
I
It's
don't
either
know.
100 kilometers or 100 miles.
Space.
Yeah, that.
Space Force.
That must have been.
Coming
I mean,
soon.
we've done a lot of like aircraft crashing this episode. But that whole
Yeah.
feeling of the guy in the thing when he was crashing must have been the same feeling as those pilots right before they crashed.
When we were talking about the space or the crashing the airplane, you asked the question, how would you want to go out?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, just get sent out into space, but I would live probably for a
Yeah.
while. So like, but
Yeah.
I'd love to see space.
I'm surprised we haven't lost anyone that way.
Well,
Have you seen what's the one with Mark Wahlberg?
yeah, The Martian.
The
Crazy,
Martian.
Crazy good.
I liked
is a good movie.
Interstellar more.
Interstellar was also good.
Yeah.
Both good movies.
I wish the actors were switched. McConaughey doing The Martian because
I love that.
I wish McConaughey.
I
did
think
both. I wish McConaughey
McConaughey's
did both of them.
yeah.
Yeah, he's just.
So hot.
Well, it's funny you said that though, because my cousin. I always bring up Matthew McConaughey to my cousin because she likes movies and we talk about him, and I always say he's one of my favorite actors. And she said that she's older than us. She's in like her late 20s.
She's 65.
She always says how all of her guy friends would always say the same thing. Like, he's just, you want to be like him. He's like a stud. He's like a good looking guy. He's really smooth. It's like he's like every,
He's a man's girl, man.
he's a man's man.
Is he a man's man?
I don't know.
He's the most cougar of a man.
Yeah. He's just sly.
He's a
and-
jaguar.
yeah.
He's a girl's man. He's a girl's man and simultaneously a man's man.
Tim Allen's my man.
But
Him and Jonah Hill.
we were talking about flags also. You said fake flag, and it made me think about at Disney World. They have the flags on top of the building sometimes.
Yeah.
Those are all not real flags. They're all have something wrong with them, whether it be the wrong amount of stripes or stars or something.
Mm-hmm.
You mean like Epcot?
What do you mean?
What flags are you talking about?
There are little flags on top of buildings, like, for example, Main Street USA. There are flags on top.
Just U.S. flags?
Yeah, like hanging because it's supposed to look like old America, kind of.
Yeah, it's got like the 3 stripes and then the blue top. Is that what you're talking about?
What do you mean the 3 stripes and the blue top?
Or like red, white, red.
Well,
Red.
I don't know exactly what's wrong with the flags, but they
Yeah.
have basically like prop flags because
Yeah.
flags are supposed to be raised and lowered every day
Right.
and lit up, but
Right.
they don't want to have to do that because the flags are in weird spaces that no one can really go to,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just for show because it's supposed to be old America kind of. And there's other flags around that are flying, and they're almost similarly prop flags, not necessarily with the old America theme.
Why do we have to take flags up and down?
It's like part of the thing. I don't know, but
Why would that be part of the thing?
It is though. That's just how it goes.
I know a lot of countries do that, but I know that we take it super seriously.
We have to
Yeah,
light.
well,
It's
we
supposed
also-
to be lit at night too.
We also wear American flag shorts. Isn't that like terrible?
Well, they're not the complete. Maybe I don't know. There's something up with that. If you don't have all the stars, it's not technically an American flag, or the right amount of stripes. Maybe this.
There's
right,
so many things that we consider disrespecting the flag, and then there's like something that contradicts themselves by saying disrespects the
Oh, I know.
flag.
All that.
I think the
stuff.
NFL stuff is the most ridiculous thing.
It's the epitome of like false
What do they do?
American.
So the whole reason why the big thing in the NFL is that they're protesting police
So you mean
violence.
the kneeling thing?
The kneeling. It's not because of the flag. It's not because Donald Trump's made it because of the flag. The media's made it because of the flag. But the whole thing was police violence
Yeah.
and abuse to the black community, basically. And even Aaron Rodgers went up and said it was never about the flag. Like, the media got it wrong. It's always been about police brutality.
They should have just tackled the cops. though.
And he was like, and I support all of my teammates in doing it. I mean, I just think I think I feel more divided now than even I did 4 years ago as a country, and I didn't even care that much 4 years ago.
I find it weird how we're so hyper patriotic, yet
Yeah.
we're so huge. We have no, because I know there's much smaller countries. Portugal, for example,
Yeah.
is so small. It's 10 million people. I think it's under 10 million people,
Yeah.
and I know that they're less or equally, if not a little bit less, nationally proud. Because the thing about Portuguese people is that when you go abroad, it's so crazy to meet another Portuguese person, and then they're Portuguese people. I'm just gonna say it, they kind of got an inferiority thing with Spain going on.
Yeah.
Because Spain's it sucks how they get compared to Spain all the
It's
time.
like deluxe
Well,
Portugal.
I mean, yeah,
Well-
Spain's also having their own thing with Catalonia.
Well, but the thing with Portugal is that Spain is so much bigger and people know it so much better
Yeah.
that it just kind of gets at Portuguese people, and so they really cling to being Portuguese and they're really proud of it. But here, and a Portuguese person can go and see all of Portugal in a week and
Right.
definitely in a lifetime. American people, so I've seen a lot of this country, but it's so big, and people who live in Maine have almost nothing to do with people who live in San Diego. Yet
Right.
they're both so nationalistic. I don't know how I don't know how people could be so proud of the country when they don't even see most of it. I understand.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make almost more sense for people to be more proud about their state.
Yeah.
But we just have I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying it is a good thing that we have so much national pride. But it's weird to me. I don't know how people find so much pride.
To me, it becomes false nationalism because it's for other reasons. It's not just because of, you know what I mean? There's like hidden. They like it. I don't know how to explain it without getting kind of controversial, so I'm just not going to talk about it. But sometimes they're proud of things that they shouldn't be proud of, and they just kind of mask it with "I'm proud of my country" when they're really happy about other things.
It seems like a cliche thing to play down America, and there's a lot of people who say now, oh, it's just another country. I really do believe that this is a special country because the whole entire world is so American. It's crazy when you go out.
Western.
But American, in fact, because I mean English for one. That's one of our one of our strongest exports. But then all the companies and everything's trying to be American all the time, and then we're 25% of the economy with 5% of the population. We're ultra special that we forget it sometimes, but then in other ways we are still people, and that we think that we're gods sometimes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We do have a right to feel kind of confident because we do have something really cool here.
I have the feeling like we're just like anyone else, but then at the same time, like this is the most forward country probably in the world.
Most accomplished.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Forward's probably someplace like the Netherlands, because they.
Okay, well, I mean,
got,
let me rephrase it. Most accomplished nation in the world.
Yeah.
Because I won't say. I think
Well,
forward's probably a bad way to think
there's
of
so
it.
There's so many metrics to measure it by though, because you think about England, they're accomplished in the fact that they spread their culture so far and conquered a quarter of the world.
Yeah, but
we're accomplished in definitely science. We've done so much.
Just in capitalism alone.
Yeah.
The entrepreneurship coming out of the U.S. I mean, obviously, you always see stuff that's made in China, but that's just they just produce things.
It's also funny though because we do have a lot of accomplishments in science, but a lot of the early scientists that were really important. Obviously, Albert being not from here.
French, German,
Yeah,
English.
but they do come here and go to school and stuff, but they're not
that's
born here.
That's kind of a testament to us
That's
because
what I'm saying.
we have the platform.
Exactly, it's important that we have that, and I'm so glad that we have it. What's his name? Neil deGrasse Tyson tweeted.
Genius.
He tweeted like months ago, but I retweeted it. He said, I think it was like 17 or maybe even more out of the 30-something American Nobel Peace Prize people that have won in science were immigrants.
Right.
Like direct, which is like I think it's awesome. I think it's so cool because it's just diverse.
Yeah,
and,
more than half have that won the Nobel Peace Prize in Science were
Yeah.
immigrants to America.
It's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, the platform.
Yeah.
I forget that I'm an immigrant all the time. I literally remember it sometimes. Because the word immigrant has just come to mean Mexican person, on
Right.
the news and stuff.
Yeah.
Sadly.
I remember, there's a funny story. I was at Publix once, just at the deli counter, and I was talking to this lady because she saw that I had just gotten off work, so I had all my lifeguard stuff on, and she starts telling me about how her husband was a lifeguard, and I'm just talking to her. And then out of nowhere, she comes on and says, well, there'd be more jobs for people like you if it wasn't for all these damn immigrants. And I pulled it on her. I was like, you're talking to one. And the look on her face was so rich at that moment.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
awesome.
fucking took my chicken and left.
This guy at Subway, I'm guessing he was drunk. I'm not totally sure. But I came from Subway before, Novice Talk. Shout out.
Hey.
Shout out Subway.
Oh, his name was Jared.
Oh, that's
Jared,
the guy. Yeah.
the kid diddler.
That's not the guy that was at Subway, but we had a conversation before
Yeah,
this, and we couldn't remember.
who the kid diddler was. But this guy was just hitting on the worker at Subway for his whole sandwich meal. And
Was she hot?
no.
Okay.
And the
That's
whole
important.
time he was hitting on her, and then to finally end when he was at the register, he goes, they kicked me out of the Subway in Palmetto because I asked some Mexicans for their green card.
Oh, no.
I said, I couldn't believe.
Yeah, what the hell?
First off, why would you need their green card in Subway? If anything, they're adding to the economy by buying food. And then, two, you have the balls to do that just in a random Subway? Like, who are you? You're
and
just
that's-
some drunk guy in Subway.
That's bravery directed in such a poisonous place. Can
I
you imagine
know.
if he was out there using that confidence to do good things?
Yeah.
Imagine.
All the people.
And it doesn't even have to be, like, a progressive thinker. It's just, like, the fact, just accepting and just using things for positive reasons. Using bravery for a positive reason rather than just to kick somebody out of a country. Like, you don't have to agree with them being there, but why would you be that rude to do it? You're not in a place to do it. Unless you're, what are the ICE agents? ICE agents?
The ice climbers from Smash Brothers.
No, the people who
Yeah,
go and take them out.
they-
Like, unless you're that, then why would you...
Even need to know any
Even-
kind of have like that's a
Yeah.
big document that up
Yeah.
there. It doesn't. It's like asking someone for their marriage license.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen those the anti-immigration community on YouTube and stuff?
No.
I was recommended, I don't know why, but I was recommended this one channel called The Red Elephants, and you could already tell.
You know.
It's this guy, and I watched a couple of the videos just out of curiosity. It's this guy, and he's got a podcast, and what he does is he just spreads alt-right stuff. And I watched this one video where he laid out exactly in his own logic how the founding fathers never meant for there to be any immigration, and he kept saying, we used to have a healthy mix from northwestern Europe, and now all of it comes from Mexico, and he keeps going, this was never supposed to happen.
What
And
about the slaves?
he always like this is the thing, he always kind of mentions them, and he goes like, we used to have this European culture. Yes, there are black people here, but then he it's a side note. He immediately goes back to, and he's calling America European the whole time. And then I remember his argument was that we need less people in the country, and that if we had just cut off immigration in 1781 and not let anyone else in, and he's super into the original British stock, and he kept saying if we had just kept our original British stock, we could have, we would only have a population of about 150 million, but we would have no immigrants, and he kept on going, and then it would be better. And he every time he says America, he means white America, but he had a following.
Yeah.
And and then he's just one guy. I think so differently, and it's just there's this whole group of people out there who are so anti-immigration.
I would have never met either of you two if there was no immigration to the U.S.
Exactly.
Well, you're, first immigrant? Or I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah.
You
I was
yourself...
born abroad.
Yeah, you yourself immigrated here voice crack. Sorry. My grandpa, who I've never met, immigrated here from Mexico. I don't know about you, Aunt.
My ancestors are colonists. No, I'm kidding.
That's still immigration.
No, I know, but
I'm 100% Native American. I know you guys don't know this.
yeah, like Russian and Italian,
Yeah.
Irish.
So there.
Yeah.
No immigration, we would never meet each other.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's gonna sound very cliche and stupid, but I'm like a humanist. We're all just humans, like separated by water on a planet. You know,
Right.
I don't see differences really,
Right.
because everyone has the same pain or the same happiness. It's just shaped different based on experiences. It's the same feeling of happiness, sadness, same experience, just different reality that gives you the pain and the happiness and the sadness.
Well, that's what I, learned from when I was talking about earlier about the kids in New York from the Midwest. They just have a different culture, and, they have the same feelings as me. They're just different.
Yeah.
Do you think about how different you could have been if you would have grown up somewhere else? You think about
Yes.
what would have remained of your personality as opposed to what would have changed based off your environment.
I thought of that when, over the summer when I was with Julian, who's my French-Canadian friend.
Mhm.
I was like, what if I grew up in Montreal? How different would I have been? Because
Probably,
I
yeah.
probably wouldn't have played baseball. Baseball's not huge in Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, it's big, but it's not huge. I probably would
have played hockey.
have played hockey. Probably almost 100% would learn both French and English.
Yeah, I mean, Montreal specifically, you could have gone French or English. But rest of Quebec, you'd probably been French.
Yeah, you can, you learn both in high school and stuff like that.
Well, I know this because my cousin lives in Montreal, but he's English Canadian, even though he lives in a French city. But he has a French Canadian girlfriend now, so he's getting. He said, I don't know. He tells me that he speaks French with her family, and when he's over there, but he spoke French and English in the beginning.
Yeah.
But Montreal is weird because there's little English communities in the city. Like they have cities within. He lives in a city called Westmount, which is an English city inside of a French city, inside of the French province.
I mean, we have a.
Did you almost have a close call of living somewhere else? Was there ever another place where your family would have gone?
Texas.
Texas?
Yeah.
You would have been a little different. Probably still kind of the same though.
Yeah. I don't know. My parents lived in St. Pete before I was down here in. Oh, sorry. Over here in Tampa. In Raymond James Stadium.
When we left Amsterdam in 2003, we came here. But my dad always tells me that we almost moved to Italy, and because when he was leaving, he used to work for KLM, which is the Dutch national airline.
Yeah.
And he instead of coming to this very office where he works now here at Raymond James Stadium, he said he almost went to work for Alitalia.
He almost went to Astroskate.
He almost went to Alitalia, the Italian airline.
Uh-huh.
And they said that they had bought a house in Italy. No, they were days away from buying a house in Italy before something fell through and they didn't move there.
Yikes.
But then it makes me think about it sometimes how I would have dressed up, like a gay European, and I would have been Italian. But I wonder if I'd still even have this accent, because I obviously would have still spoke perfect English because of my parents. It's so weird to think of yourself in another time being so different like that.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a time where you would have moved?
No.
No?
No, you're Bradenton born and
I'm
raised.
Bradenton born and deep-rooted.
Tampa.
Born in deep.
I'm born deep in Bradenton, in the backwoods of Bradenton.
Fogartyville.
Yeah, I'm Fogartyville famous, though.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I grew up on Gamble Mansion.
Yeah.
Oh, boys.
Zach, do you have any closing statements?
You have any closing statements?
Zach, do you have any closing statements?
Just one thing, and I'll hit stop.
I have a funny Tinder story I could tell.
Okay, tell him.
Oh,
and we'll
true.
Stop it.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to tell it, though.
You have
Oh
to.
yeah.
You're already.
Well, no, you don't have to. We can edit it out.
Can you edit some of it out?
Wait, I don't actually want to edit it.
I-
I would want to edit it, but I don't want to go through the process of editing it because I think we've been pretty clean
Yeah,
so far.
I think maybe don't say it, and we'll keep it clean. We'll be cutting out everything I'm saying up to this point. So, Zach, closing
No.
statements.
Closing statements. Thank you for having me on the podcast. Thank you, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for having us.
2004.
A great year.
Go Rays, go Bucks, go Bolts,
Exactly. I agree with all of those statements.
and keep it rowdy.